Hola, yuppie, every honey. Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? Oopsie. Let me just get a few things over here. And, I saw one ad break already ran for today, so that's good. Okay, so here's the thing. Since I've taken Umineko streams back to Twitch, rather than having them on YouTube, be aware that I have ad breaks running automatically every like 1 hour or 45 minutes if I remember. And well, it's mostly there because I do need the moolah. That said, since I know not everybody has a Twitch sub or so, when ad breaks do pop up, I'll actually stop reading for a second and wait for everybody to come back, because I think that way is more fair. Eventually, I think I'll do a proper like ad break run. Maybe I'll try to space them out and try to run them manually in a way so that when I finish reading a scene, then I'm like, okay, let's take a quick ad break now instead of like stopping in between, right? So I'll try to keep an eye out. But yeah, that's just a foreword that I wanted to give before we began. The other thing that I want to do real quick, give me a second. I'm counting my business cards because I was spontaneously invited to go to a convention next week to help a friend out at her table. And she was like, you know what? You can also display your stuff there. And I'm like, oh, but I didn't start producing anything yet. And I didn't send more business cards to print because the convention that I'm going to with my own table is in December and I wasn't expecting to go next week. And I'm here like, do I need to print more business cards? So give me just a short second. Also, hi Umineko, hello, how you doing? I already see Venus is just a part of Burn's package. Yes, you speak the truth. I only asked Burn to be a little, just go a little bit easy on us. I already suffered a lot last episode, but okay, hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 30. I have about like 50-ish business cards. I think I'm going to have to send more to print. Okay, anyway, aside of me trying to get some of my convention stuff sorted, we will start with the Umineko episode 7 today. I am low-key a little bit afraid. See, first off, Burn is commanding this episode, so I'm like, what are you going to do to us? Secondly, one of the things that I can preface already from this episode, I know one of the characters that debuts in this episode, by name even. I know about Leon, because the backstory is a friend from high school really liked Leon a lot. And we used to like follow each other on social media and whatnot, and they posted a lot of Leon art, fan art, reblogged panels and whatnot from the manga. I don't remember them anymore to remember any context or so, but I did even draw Leon for it. But I wouldn't get out the old picture because it looks really bad. It aged really badly. I drew Leon once for their birthday, and yeah, okay. Forward aside, last episode we suffered a lot, so in this episode we're going to suffer more. I am feeling very insert Sonic.exe hill MP3. That's how I'm feeling like with this episode. Just like oh, hold on, do I have the song to add to the mood? Like, yes, so I was like I was for this episode I am feeling like this. Like no. But yeah, that's how I feel like for this episode. Because I do not trust Bern when she is angry or when she, you know, just got humiliated basically, somewhat. I mean, not her directly, you know, but still. Episode 6 ending was pretty exciting though. Oh yeah, definitely very exciting, but I still suffered a lot. And when I say suffered, I mean like in a good way, you know. I was very emotional. I screamed a lot. I cry. Episode 6 was banger top to bottom, is what I'm saying. But okay, let's see. Episode 7, Requiem of the Golden Witch. Good morning. Scheduled for today is the funeral of the Golden Witch and her game. The days of the game are already over and nothing remains but fond memories. Here, the cold, hard truth will be revealed and death will come to the game. There is a bit of difficulty to this one. Sorry. A bit of difficulty. I mean, with Bern in the game? I'd be scared too. I should make that actually a sound redeem for the stream.
土は土に、灰は灰に、塵は塵に。幻は幻に、そして夢は夢に。夢とは寄せては返す波間の真砂に描くもの。それは波が寄せるたびに真っ白に戻ってしまう儚きもの。
Also, hi Punishment, how you doing? Oh, your mother looks pretty like that. Thank you. It is my casual outfit for when I am witching around, I guess.
だから心なき人はそれを描くことを無駄なことだと嘲笑うだろう。しかしもう彼女の描いた夢を消す波は二度と訪れない。彼女が最後に描いた美しき夢はもう永遠に消えることはない。さあさあ思い浮かべてごらんなさい。それは暖かき春の日の柔らかき午後の日差しが
Is this Virgilia?
そのまま陰ることを忘れたかのよう。それはとてもとても素敵なことなのだから。あなたの最後の夢の立ち会い人プブリウス・ワルギリア・マロ。
Yes, it was Virgilia. Okay. Oh my god, alright. The suspects were gathered in a room and several inquisitors of Hersey were reporting on the results of their investigations. Their uniform closely resembled those of Eisene Jungfrau, but they were slightly different. Are we already starting off with some shit going down? Also different were the badges signifying their department. Then came to the sound of someone clapping their hands once. It was the lead female inquisitor. She was announcing that all reasoning has been complete. We literally start off the episode with dubstep. Let's go.
以上にて命名発覚。以上の推理からあなたのアリバイが存在しないことの証明を終えるものなり。
At the other end of her pointing finger was a quivering maid with frightened eyes. Her name was... No, that's not important. What matters now is that she could have entered the closed room study where the victim was found whatever she pleased. And furthermore, that her claimed alibi for the time of the crime has been proven to contradict the facts. Shaking, the maid tried to continue in her illogical pleading, but all of her statements had already been seen through.
以上にてフーダニット、ハウダニットの証明を完了。あなたが犯人である事実を揺るがぬものと知りたまえ。
そんなどうして私が敬愛する旦那様を殺さねばならないのですか？動機がありません。理由がありません。
I'm trying to recognize who this is.
いかにして犯したか。 それのみが立証できれば十分であると知りたまえ。緊急謹んで申し上げる。ミステリーや動機は不要であると知りたまえ。
I'm going to assume this is Gertrude. The Inquisitor spoke coldly. Oh, Virgilia. Hi, how are you doing? After finishing her witch's prayer, Virgilia stepped back from the coffin, which lay on an altar bedecked with many beautiful roses. In her place, Battler moved to the front of the coffin, wearing his territory lord's cape. Though the cape was supposed to represent dignity and majesty, it somehow made Battler look smaller. Kishmo? Battler held a book with a majestic binding in his hand. It was a game record that had just been written. Is that Maria's book? I mean, maybe it's the same image, right? But it doesn't need to be the same book. Or perhaps it was a tale, a game, or else a fragment. Written in it was the dream that would be more enjoyable for her than any other. Bato pressed it against his forehead and contemplated for some time. Are we praying to God? Then he kissed it and laid it gently in the coffin. Oh my god, pain. Are you going to try to kill me? It rested upon her chest. She looked like a little girl clutching her favorite stuffed animal as she drifted off to sleep.
これは俺からお前に捧げる唯一の物語だ。
This tale will be shut up with you in your coffin for all eternity. So no one will be able to read it except for you, there in your coffin.
猫箱に閉ざされた唯一不変不可侵の永遠の物語。
What's going on?
誰にも物語を汚せない。否定できない。反論できない。俺とこいつだけの二人だけの唯一絶対の真実。
I'm going to assume this is episode 6. Where are we? A man dashed through a town wrapped in twilight. The daytime hustle and bustle of this beautiful village, which combined the traditional with the orderly and the classic style of the last century, now seemed like a mere dream. The orange setting sun was already hidden behind the clock tower, and the narrow alleyway was rapidly descending into darkness. As the gas lights began to turn on, they only made the darkness of the twilight stand out all the more. The man sprinted. There was no time. He had to hurry. He'd had several experiments to do and things he had to check, and it had all taken longer than he'd expected. Oh, this is a new voice. In the mystery genre, the motive or the why done it is given the lowest priority. To have a murder, you need to have a culprit, and he needs to commit a crime. The why done it is only given the lowest priority in Ace Attorney, where it's like the last ditch effort for every like a testimony, where you're just about to pin the culprit, and then you're like, oh, but what's my motive? It's either that, but although Conan does this too sometimes, motive isn't required for that, so it's usually the most ignored element. In fact, these days there are even more who call it unnecessary. Although I think that's like the most interesting aspect of a crime. This is interesting. Okay, fair point. I see this man is a man of culture. He knows what he's talking about. Respect. But that's a new character because I don't recognize his voice.
私たちは彼女の最後の眠りが どれほど楽しいものであるかを知っています。だから何人たりとも彼女の眠りを妨げることはできないでしょう。
Unless
楽しい夢に微笑むこの眠りを妨げられるものなどいるわけもないのですから。
Oh, I know two people who would do that. A cat and Miss Featherine.
さあ、私たちはもう立ち去りましょう。
If Iowa, or also known as the Estados Unidos de America in Sotso has gave me any hints about Featherine, is that they like to see heck happen.
私たちが賑やかにしていたら彼女の夢を眠りを覚ましてしまいますよ。
Although I will say Featherine in Umineko is so much more nuanced.
そうだな。寝ている子には毛布をかけて部屋を暗くして静かに立ち去るのが決まりってもんだ。
Oh, purple flowers. After looking at the coffin one last time, Virgilia turned around quietly. Butler did the same, but then he stopped and turned to face the rose-covered altar. Butler offered up his final words within his heart. As long as those words didn't leave his mouth, no one would be able to know what they were. However, those words of the heart caused Butler's expression to change several times. At first, he frowned sadly. Then his face clouded with remorse, and then changed to a bitter, exasperated smile. It flashed through several varied expressions. Then the final expression that crossed his face was surprisingly a gentle smile. He's done it. Something rose to Butler's lips. However, he bit it back down. There could certainly be no words to describe the many feelings he kept in his chest. He's done it! Or at least I would like to say he's done it, but episode 8 is still coming. So saying that anything aloud would probably be crude. Butler understood this and stopped himself from speaking once more with a wry smile.
ありがとう。
This hurts because if Spea...
Fuck yeah!
Did that go through? Anyway, what did I want to say? Give me a second. Sorry, that was my boyfriend. He's playing in a qualifier right now for KOF, so he's popping off. Anyway, where was I? This is a little bit sad because if it's Beato in the coffin, does this mean that Beato and Beato can't be together forever? Hey yo, UP sounds like BF-kun is having fun. Oh yeah, he is, but I closed the door now. I closed the door now so that I don't get distracted as much.
お礼を言われるようなことは何も。
あとを頼む。
After seeing Virgilia nod back at him, Butler turned away from the altar one more time and left the chapel. Virgilia also disappeared, and with that, all those disturbances might have interrupted her her blissful sleep had vanished. Close the coffin. Close the coffin. But close it and lock it. Don't let it be opened. But yeah. I actually made a new emoji just for occasions like this, but I need to see if we have free slots for the new emote. Can I add like an emote mid-stream? Let's see. Emotes. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have any free slots for emotes because I made one for when my boyfriend is screaming and he breaks through the noise cancelling, but we need to have 15 subscriber points, I guess. I guess I'll try to strive for that so we can get new emotes. Anyway, back to reading. The inquisitors of heresy listened with calm, no, scornful gazes, not grazes, Jesus. They listened to the frantic babbling of the maid accused of murdering her master. However, nothing she said could bury the fault in her own alibi. They were all mere emotional arguments. I loved and respected the master so much. I had no motive for killing him. No matter how much she spoke, it only made her look more and more like the floundering true culprit struggling pathetically. The requirements for the whodunit and howdunit had been satisfied. As for the whydunit, the motive, the heart. No matter how much she spoke of gratitude for her master, who had graciously given her a job when she'd been left by the wayside after various misfortunes, it didn't help her case in the slightest in the mystery genre. Therefore, her motive didn't matter. All that could just be squeezed out of the culprit afterwards. An inquisitor of heresy took out a roll of parchment and held it forth, cutting off the maid's sobs and
あなたがい
protests.
かにして犯行に及んだか、その告発は大本院で受理され、あなたの逮捕を許可したことを知りたまえ。これがあなたの逮捕状なり、動機など不要。犯人の特定には一切不要のものと知りたまえ。その上で謹んで申し上げる。我らが SSVD は罪を認めぬ犯罪者に真実を告白させる強制的手段を持つと知りたまえ。我らが異端審問官は正義にて祝福された審問具にてあなたの志士を絞り上げて焼いて潰して引き伸ばして吊るし上げ
Whoa!
そこより赤き真実を絞り出してみせることを申し上げたてまする。
Whoa,
自
okay!
白すらも不要。補佐官一同、そのメイドを逮捕したてまつれ。
私じゃないです。私は旦那様を殺した。
Oh, I've seen him before,
やめな。
but I don't know who he is. I already like how he comes in with this theme.
そのメイドは犯人じゃね
First off, first impression, he has the drip. And I like the anchor on his necklace. A man kicked the door open and the inquisitors were all shocked at the sight of him.
なぜあなたがここにいるものなり。この事件はもうあなたの担当ではないと知りたまえ。
え。うるせえ。アリバイがない奴を一人見つけたらそいつが犯人なのか。犯行には動機が、心がいらねえってのか。
He has it right.
犯行はな、人が犯すんだ。
10-second impression. I like him already. Man with taste, culture. He knows what he's talking
心が
about.
ねえ事件なんて存在しね
As a crime enthusiast myself, motive is always the most interesting aspect for me
え。
personally.
心を無視した推理なんさ、俺は絶対に認めね
あなたのホワイダニット至上主義の主張には辟易するものと知りたまえ。ホワイダニットなど無用。審問すればかようなもの、容易に絞り出せるものなり。大法院もその女が犯人であることを認めたものなり。
え。大法院はそのメイド以外の全員にアリバイがあるならきっとそうなんだろうというお前の独りよがりを鵜呑みにしただけだ。他の被疑者のアリバイが崩れれば白紙に戻る。他の連中のアリバイも無様なもんじゃないか。大広間の時計の音は正確に正午を刻んだか、勝手口の犬は全員に吠えるのか。確かにお前はメイドのアリバイの偽証を崩した。それは見事なもんさ。だがそれで終わりなのか。メイドに犯行が可能でもそれを行う動機はあるのか。他の人間のアリバイは完璧なのか。
This lowkey is reminding me of the climax of episode 5 where Battler comes in to defend Nazi. He's basically Nazi from the accusations.
他にもアリバイを偽証している人間がいる。それを探すことを怠るな。犠牲者に怨恨は、金銭関係でトラブルは、動機を捨てるな。心を捨てるな。動機なんて後付けでどうでもいいなんて、そんな乾ききったミステリーごっこは卒業しちまいな。
Yes, yes, he knows.
メイドが犯人でないなら、なぜに彼女はアリバイを偽証するものなりや。そしてそれを問うことも茶番。審問し赤き真実を絞り出し、 犯行時刻の全てを赤基地で署名させるだけで良いものと知りたまえ。
ああ、そうだろうな。お得意の拷問で全てを神の目線から客観的に赤裸々に絞り出せばいいさ。でもな、心のねえミステリーと推理のやり方はな、俺がすでに
本事件は本館に継承されたるものなり、ここに命令書もあるものなり。さあ補佐官一同、構うことはなしと知りたまえ。そのメイドの逮捕を命じるものなりや。
When she gave this order, her subordinates hesitated, looking back and forth between their superior and that man.
させねえ。
Look at him!
本当の犯人は他にいる。動機から推理可能だ。
I just realized his V-shirt is almost like so close to popping out his titties.
アリバイトリックなんざ古典通り。心を忘れるんだ。
心など不要なり。
I saw his design and I was already like, the thing is, I've seen him before. Also because of that friend who likes Leon a lot. I saw him through her, but I never like recalled what his name was.
犯行可能な疑わしき人物を導き出し、信用して赤き真実を絞り出せばいい。万一犯人でなかったなら、別の疑わしい容疑者を審問にかければいいだけなりや。
Plus, I looked at his design and I'm like, there are probably people out there who are very, very thirsty for this one.
そんなのは推理じゃね
Not for me personally. Everyone already knows which one has that spot for me. But objectively speaking, he has drip and he has a good voice actor.
退きたまえ。その女を逮捕するものなりや。そのメイドが犯人であると知りたまえ。
It's one heck of a deep V, yep. Have at it, Kumabaru. Oh, he can say things in red. It is impossible for the servant to be the culprit. Did I read that right? Damn. The words of power blasted away the aides trying to arrest the maid.
バンダイン20歳第11歳。
Van
この
Dyne?
メイドを拷問したかった。第二夫人とその愛人のアリバイをもう一度洗いな。
その二人には犯行時刻の明白なアリバイが。
They conspired with one another, didn't they?
あの程度でアリバイかい。ボンクラのお前に分かるように説明してたら、時間がいくらあっても足りねえや。主席を名乗りたかった。その程度の捜査と推理を見せてみな。それまでこのメイドへの逮捕状は俺が預かるぜ。
ならあなたに。
Give me a second. I feel like the voices are a little bit lower.
このバカが。このバカが。
Oh, 70 is the maximum. Okay.
そのメイドが犯行を犯さなかったことが証明できるなりや。犯行時刻に彼女が台所を離れていたことは明らかと知りたまえ。彼女は犯行時刻にどこで何を。その女にも本官にもあなたにも誰にも証明は不可能なりや。なればこそ審問の拷問具で赤き真実を絞り出すほかなきなり。
真犯人からはシヘドでも真実でも好きなだけ絞り出してやれ。
His face is a bit, but the outfit and the voice. Well, maybe the manga artist draws his face in a way you like more.
だが真犯人じゃねえ人間いかなる審問も拷問も許さない。
だからこそあなたは甘いと批判されるものなり。疑わしきは全て審問。それが我ら異端審問官の魔女裁判であると知りたまえ。
そうだな。俺たちは異端審問官。邪悪な魔女を撃つ。それが商売さ。だが万一にも市民を傷つけてはならない。 疑ってはならない。人間は誰しも自分だけの真実を持つ。それは罪を犯した時にのみ暴かれる。俺たちにはそれを暴く資格が与えられている。だがな、ねえんだよ。
何が
Which is?
罪なき人間の罪なき真実を暴く資格なんざ、たとえ神様にだって与えられちゃいねえんだよ。
The maid finally realized that he was trying to protect her.
どちら様か存じませんが、ありがとうございます。
I have to look up who his VA is later because he feels familiar.
本当に犯人じゃないんです。
んなことは知ってる。お前の彼氏は全てを投げ出してお前のためにアリバイを証言する。感謝してて。あの若造は名誉も肩書きもお前に比べたら大したもんじゃねえと言いやがったぜ。
そんなことをしたらあの人は。
What will happen to him?
それには及ばねえ。恋人たちの姫事を暴くのは三流雑誌の仕事だ。ミステリーじゃねえ。俺は心のない推理は絶対に許さない。
Then, for the first time, the man's sullen expression relaxed and he patted the maid's head roughly.
彼氏と幸せになりやがれ。だが勤務中に相引きするのはあまり褒められない。時々にしとくんだ。
I wonder if this is like a low-key jab at George and Shannon.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
These words were heard only by the two of them. The man had learned of her innocence, which could only be proven by exposing the secrets of a pair of young lovers, and he had rushed about it in such a in search of a solution, resentful of the arrogance of those trying to expose this by forcible means.
推理はな、犯人を作ることでもその過程で心が大事なんだ。探偵気取るなら心を忘れるんじゃねえ。
Oh, I wonder who neglected the heart.
そいつを忘れた。俺たちはただの知的蹂躙者だ。
He knows who I was referring to. Oh my god.
忘れるな。
Man, I can't believe it. He just came out here and vegs the shit out of Erika. When the man spoke, the Inquisitors no longer had any way to argue back. This man's name is Will. Ah, Will. Okay. And yet that's not what everyone used to call him. Head Inquisitor of Hersey of the SSVD, the 8th District Repentance Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven. Wizard hunting right.
これがお前らへの最後の引き継
Willard
ぎだ。
aged right. Okay.
魔術師狩りのライトの名を継ぐなら忘れるな。絶対だ。
Do you think he came from the right family? Ooh, new opening. Unfortunately, it's not Occultix no Majo anymore, but I like this one as well already from the beginning. That's a heck of a title. Oh yeah, it is. My question is though, is this opening song going to be used for this episode and 8 or... Oh, there he is! There him is! Oh, it has no sound effects. How nice. I'm liking this opening song so far. Not as much as Occultix no Majo, but I still like it. Yeah, as I was saying, I do wonder if this opening will be used for episode 8 as well, or if they'll have a unique opening for the final episode, right? Good opening, I liked it. I will definitely rank it below Occultix no Majo, but I like it more than the ones from the question arcs. I'm going to be honest, the ones from the question arcs I barely remember. It's just one song, right? Or did they use multiple songs? Because I only remember one. Quietly, quietly. The rain fell down. The rain of sadness dripped down the outer walls of the chapel, quietly washing away the dust of the world of the living. The chapel doors were open. During a wedding, only those with invitations are allowed inside. However, during a funeral, the doors are open to all who remember the deceased. So this must be a funeral. A shadow holding an umbrella approached the chapel. It was Will, a new visitor approaches. Thank you for the achievement. Okay, but now that I have his name, let me just check his voice actor real quick. Willard, age of right, voice actor. Hiroki Takahashi. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything from the get-go. So oh, he's Kukri from KOF! He's Kukri for KOF! Oh my god, I can't believe it. He's also Shu from Ensemble Stars. Okay. Interesting. And he also voices Ryu. Oh. I see, I see. Young man for Kishibe Rohan. Ay. Let me see. Oh, he's also Joey? Are you kidding me? He's Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh? They don't sound alike at all. Oh my fucking god, this can't be real! Help! He voices fucking Pissard from the first Precure season. And I am not joking, his name is Pisaldo. I am not kidding you. Look it up, Precure Pissard. I can't believe it! What? Why is it the same voice actor as Pissard? Sorry, we'll continue reading. So, Willard, how does it feel of sharing a voice actor who voices a character called freaking Pissard? And he's also Kukri. Although he does sound a bit closer to Kukri if I think about it. A reception desk had been set up at the chapel's entrance. Oh, it's Kanon! As the shadow approached, Kanon, who had been sitting at his desk, stood up and welcomed him with a bow. But why are you at the reception? Uh-huh. You came to a funeral to meet someone? A dubious expression rose to Kanon's face. Will pulled an envelope from his pocket and showed him the sender's name. Who's he trying to meet? Kanon handed him Kanon handed him one of a set of golden roses, which were being handed out to all the mourners. Will took it, silently bowed his head, and entered the chapel. Inside the chapel, several people who appeared to be the family of the deceased were gathered, and they all seemed to be recalling memories of the departed. Oh, look who it is! Everybody in the chat, are you ready? Are you ready, chat? You know what to write. You know what time it is. Drum roll.
お父様、どうかしっかり。 控室の方で少し休みましょう。
Whoa, Beatrice!
私が殺したのよ。
Oh yeah, right. That was a thing in episode 3. Sorry, episode... Which episode was it?
私が
3. It was in 3 where we had the flashback.
とんでもない。どうしてローザ様が殺したことになりましょ
お父さん、すごい泣きよね。
ベアトリーチェか。
絶対
Come on,
お母
Rudolph,
様が
don't
亡
be
くなった
mean.
時より泣いてるわ。
こら、今はそんなこと言うときちゃうで。
Nah, fuck him. Roast him some more. Some sobbed, unable to conceal their tears, and some spoke softly of old memories. They were all remembering the dead in their own way, it seemed. When Will approached the altar, several people turned around. Of course, none of them knew who Will was. Paying this no mind, Will walked in front of the casket on the altar, which seemed to be buried under the golden roses. Inside the casket, there was no corpse. Instead, as though it lay there in the place of a body, was a single thick book with an extravagant binding. The space all around it was filled with the countless golden roses. There were words written on the book's cover. To my beloved Beatrice, October 5th, 1986.
ミス・ベアトリーチ
Did you die?
ェ。ミセスだったら許しな。会ったことはねえ。だが、お悔やみ申し上げるぜ。
He took the rose he had received from the reception area and placed it in the casket. He had absolutely no connection to the woman called Beatrice. However, since he had come to visit a funeral, he had to show this minimum amount of respect for the dead. As part of this, Will prayed for the passage of the dead into the next world.
失礼だが、どちら様かな？
Yes,
私は後宮クラウス。
that's the same thing we're
喪主の
asking.
代行です。こっちは子供のリオン。
Oh!
はじめまして、
Him! There he is!
後宮リオンです。
リオン？誰だお前。
理科の理に魚するの魚でリオンと読みます。ちょっと日本人っぽくない名前ですよね。
Wait, so KRAUSS said that Leon is his son, so my question is he younger than Jessica? Or is he older? I'm going to assume younger, right? Will stared at Leon's face, wearing a confused expression. He hadn't seemed particularly interested in KRAUSS, but Leon had apparently drawn some sort of reaction from him. Well, it's either that, or like the baby from Nazi, but rather than interest, it was more as though he felt like something was out of place.
旦那様。
Yeah, same. I had the same feel right now. I'm like, I know who Leon is. I've seen him. I've drawn him for the friend. But why is he here?
奥様がそろそろと。そうか。一同の諸君、ここで賑やかにしては個人もうるさがるだろう。控室の準備が整ったそうだ。場所を変えようではないか。
When KRAUSS called out to everyone, they began to move towards the chapel waiting room.
すまん。リオンはしばしお客様のお相手を頼む。私はみんなを控室に案内する。
はい、父さん。
He sounds so soft. Immediately, the first impression I have is him baby. It looked like a natural conversation with no awkwardness for either father or child.
親子なのか。
そうですが、何か。
後宮クラウスの子供はジェシカのはずだ。
What if Jessica transitioned? What if Jessica now identifies as a man?
ジェシカは妹です。
Okay, so little sister after all.
お呼びする必要はありますか？
So I'm going to assume that's either that has to be like the baby, right? The adopted one. I do have a theory where that baby might have come from, especially because of how Kinzo reacted when he heard the news. But I'm still like,
Yeah, night.
Apparently some sort of game was already being played right off the bat. Yeah, what game are you playing with me? Scratching at his head with an irritated look on his face, Will glanced around.
失礼ですが、あなた様は個人とはどのようなご関係で？
全く何もねえ。迷惑な話さ。
ではあなたはどうしてこの葬儀に？
Since Leon was a fairly mild person, Will's behavior was met with nothing more than a blank expression. A normal person would probably have put on a dubious look long before this. Yeah, you two are the odd one out. What's going on? Will scratched his head again and yelled angrily at someone other than Leon. Don't... What? Oh yeah, whom you wanted to meet. The members of the Shiromiya family had already followed KRAUSS's instruction and moved to the waiting room. Do you want to meet Battler, mayhaps? By now, no one could be seen in this cold, vast chapel, decorated with the gold roses except for Will and Leon. No! 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 Already? The girl's voice came suddenly from behind the pair. Meow. You know, like, meow? When Leon turned around in surprise, a girl had appeared out of nowhere and drifted down on top of the altar. Okay, Will. First thing you gotta do as soon as you land your eyes on this woman, you fucking run. Run and don't look back. She landed softly on the sacred funeral altar as though this was perfectly normal, crushing the golden roses under her shoe. What the frick is wrong with you? Burn! Why you got a girl boss like this? Of course, Leon didn't know this girl. Just why on earth were all these people unrelated to the funeral popping up one after another?
俺はもう引退だ。仕事なら新しいライトに頼みな。
いいえ、あなたに頼みたいのよ。
She's here to girl boss and you're gonna have to live with it.
送った物語は読んでくれたかしら。
斜め読み程度にはな。
You skimmed it. Same.
あなたがどなたか存じませんが、そこから降りてください。そこは神聖な祭壇ですよ。
She doesn't care. Nothing is sacred for Burn. Snapping out of a daze, Leon told the girl to get off the altar, but she ignored this completely. On top of that, Will kept on talking to the girl as though Leon wasn't even there.
リオンとか言ったな。こいつは何者だ？
その子が名乗った通りよ。
Ushiromiya Leon. There's no case of a person with that name appearing in any of the previous games.
お前の駒なのか？
いいえ、このゲーム版の正しく正当な駒。
Of this game board,
登場人物よ。
Burn's stoicism is far stronger than yours, Will. You can't win. Indeed, I have to agree. Burn is masterclass at that.
ゲームマスターはお前だ。なら、お前の駒だろ。
Is it? I mean, if it's her game board, then...
ベアとの猫箱よりもっと大きな猫箱で閉ざしただけよ。
Oh.
リオンはその中で生まれ得る可能性を持つ一つの駒。
そういうことか。
Oh, I'm already seeing where this might be going. So Battler doesn't want the cat box to be ripped open, and Burn is... I'm betting you Burn is aiming for exactly that. She wants to rip it open, take Beato's ideal tail away, and rip the book into shreds. I'm calling it now.
私が置いた駒という意味では正しいわ。
ただし、エリカのような配下の駒ではないということだ。
エリカって誰？
Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Savage! She literally pulled out the... Huh?
エリカさん？
理解しようとするな。頭痛になら。
Yes. Erika gives headaches. Do not think. Leon didn't have a clue what they were talking about. Although neither person was familiar, it seemed clear that they knew a lot about the Ushiromiya family.
私にはあなたたちが何の話をしているのか分かりません。とにかくそこのお嬢さん、その祭壇から降りてください。後ろ宮家次期当主としてお願い申し上げます。
Oh? Even Leon was finally forced to speak in a raised voice to that girl, who continued to chat while casually standing on the altar. However, the girl ignored this completely. On the other hand, Will did show a reaction.
次期当主はクラウスのはずだ。
父クラウスは私が20歳になるまでの間の当主代行です。
Okay.
20歳になると同時に次期当主である私が当主を継承することになっています。
So soon? How old are you now?
初耳だ。
I need to think how if Leon is supposed to be the baby that Natsuki got from Kinzo, he'd be like 18, 19, right?
証拠はあるのか?
Because if I do remember from the dialogue in episode 5, he did say 19 years ago. Although it doesn't have to mean that the baby was not even a year old when Natsuhi, you know, did the thing. Pushed the maid with the baby. Did she mention when she did that? It seemed that even Leon was starting to get ticked off by now. That calm expression appeared to twitch slightly.
これは次期当主に許されている片翼のわしの銀の指輪です。これで証拠になりますか？
銀の指輪？金の？当主の指輪は何度も登場したが、次期当主の銀の指輪など初耳だ。
Yeah, same. Willard is just a chat. I'm already seeing it.
クラウスもジェシカもそんなものを指に通していた記憶がね。
He makes a point.
嬉しいわ。斜め読みにしてはちゃんと読んでくれてるじゃない。
魔女のよこす文章はどこにろくでもねえことが書いてあるか。ましてやそれが元老院の大魔女とくりゃな。
So he's wary from the get-go.
あなた方は一体何者なんですか？失礼だが私には何の話をしているのか。個人への喧嘩がお済みでしたらどうぞお引き取りを。どうやらあなた方は当家がおもてなしすべき方々ではないようです。
Leon finally ran out of patience. These were the strictest words that this gentle kid could unleash. However, Will and the girl seemed to not care at all.
俺も来たくて来たわけじゃねえ。
時間の無駄だから話を進めるわ。ライト、このゲームに挑みなさい。ゲームマスター、ベルンカステルの名においてこのゲームにあなたを招待してあげるわ。
Is the game going to be the book in the casket?
お断りだ。
どうして？
俺はもう引退する身だ。
Retired?
推理もミステリーも知ったことか。
何をして余生を過ごすというの？魔術師狩りのライトが魔女狩りをやめて。
He's tired, let him rest.
狐狩りでも潮干狩りでもするさ。
Fox hunting and clam hunting.
俺がここに来たのはあんたと余生を語るためじゃねえ。
断るために来たと。
ご検察いただき、光栄の極みと知りたまえ
なり。なら好きにしたらいいわ。どこへでも行けばいい。ただし、ここから立ち去れればの話だけれど。
それで、条件と報酬は
I love that he's like, what are you saying? Or like, are you bluffing? He's immediately like, terms and payment. In truth, Will had resigned himself from the beginning. He knew that he was incapable of refusing an invitation from the great Lady Bernkenstel.
ベアトリーチェを殺したのは誰？それが私のゲームよ。報酬は 私に対するその無礼な口の利き方を許すことと、この礼拝堂を立ち去る権利。
Sorry, I was taking a protein drink.
退屈を愛さない魔女は
That's why my mother went
存在な言
crazy.
葉を愛すると聞いたぜ。
I hear that poor them hating witches just love being spoken to rudely.
それは1000年を生き飽きたババア魔女の話よ。私はまだまだ若いから、どんな過酷な運命に閉じ込めてやろうかと無双することを愛するの。
Yeah, you'll bore of that eventually too, trust me.
それで
She actually, if you think about it, she's like, you know what? I'm gonna write a revenge fantasy fic, or like she'd be the type to write a creepypasta out of a media that you love, or like of your favorite thing, and then make you the main character. Like say, she'd be the type to give you the Sonic.exe creepypasta treatment.
敵は誰だ
And she wouldn't even make it good just so that the person who is receiving this treatment gets even tilted for it being too corny and just gory and brutal and not actually well written.
いないわ。妨害などするわけもない。このゲームをあなたが美しく詰めるところをただ私たちは感激したいだけ。仲間も用意する。それがそのリオンよ。
After hearing that name spoken out of the blue, Leon frowned once more. Apparently they were moving things along without Leon's knowledge and understanding, which the latter seemed to find truly irritating.
リオンは後ろ宮家の人間。
And it would hone in one of your very specific fears. Oh yeah, very much. Maybe like Needle
後
Mouse.
ろ宮家の誰とも面識のないあなたには心強い味方となってくれるでしょう。
So I actually been watching a lot of creepypasta videos lately, like just going over the history of creepypastas and the like. And like semi-reviews, you know? And then a lot of them were Sonic creepypastas because they're kind of corny in reputation, right? Getting in the Halloween spirit. Yeah, kind of. Although the last few months, Fear and Hunger was more of the thing that I was looking at. And got nightmares off. Eventually, I got over it a little bit, and I got desensitized, I guess. Connor's videos on Fear and Hunger are so lighthearted and fun that it kind of helps cushion the horror a little bit. As for... Yeah, normally, otherwise, I've always been interested in crime, and in crime in the sense of, don't take that out of context, I meant I'm interested in crime and mystery, like in fiction, and I have actually been listening to real crime podcasts a lot lately from Rotten Mango. So yeah. You've been lost, crime confirmed. Yeah, I won't even deny that, you know, if I could commit crimes legally, I would. No? The game freeze, there we go.
事情のわからない話には何もご協力はできかねますよ。
だそうだ。頼もしい限りだな。
私と我が主を楽しませなさい。魔術師狩りのライト。アウアウは行儀のいい感激者だけれど。
Oh my god.
私は退屈するとポップコーンを投げつけたりしちゃうかもね。
Oh wow, maybe a polite theater goer. Will scratched at his head with a displeased look on his face. He wasn't at all interested in getting involved, but by now he realized that he couldn't disobey Berncastell's orders. Then he approached the casket and pointed at its rose-filled insides.
ベアトリーチェ殺人事件の依頼とのことだが、バンダイン20足、死体なき事件であることを禁ず。
あ、
悪魔の証明ね。棺にないだけじゃない。死体が存在しないことをあなたが証明できない限り、これはミステリーよ。
Okay. Criminal mastermind Yuppie. Need a prisoner stripes out with it.
第一足
No, please don't put
手
me
が
in
かり全て
prison.
の揃わぬ事件を禁ず
安心なさい。すべてはここに揃っている。
Is it? Though there was no change to Will's unsatisfied expression, he seemed to have understood the general pattern of this place. The simple fact that the mere Inquisitor of Heresy had been summoned by an uninhabited, fickle, cruel great witch of the Senate meant that he'd be treated as no more than a mere underling. All along he had possessed no way to refuse her.
この空っぽの棺の主を殺したのは誰？引き受けてやら。ただし俺の流儀でやらせてもらう。
ご自由に。
Okay. So, how are you gonna do that?
まず最初にすることはお前に現状を理解させることだな。
それをお願いできると私もとても助かります。
Leon's expression seemed oh my god. Nonplussed? Sorry, I just wanted to snooze the ad. Leon's expression seemed nonplussed, angry, and confused all at the same time.
キラ、実際に見た方が早い。
いいでしょう。音もしましょうとも。
He's so tired. Will signaled with his chin for Leon to follow him and spun around. After snorting once in an unsatisfied manner, Leon followed him as though resigned to see Will's little show. As she watched him leave the chapel, Bernkastel sneered silently at them, a cold smile on her face.
尊厳なる感激と戯曲と傍観の魔女。フェザリーヌなんとかアウアウローラの巫女にして奇跡の魔女。ベルンカステルの名において、このゲームの開始を宣言するわ。
Oh boy!
物語のタイトルは、黄金の魔女のレクイエム。ベアとの葬儀にふさわしい物語を紡ぎなさい。
We're going to just destroy her grave, aren't
さ
we?
て、どんな腹渡を引きずり出してくれるやら。
She watched until the pair had left the chapel. Bernkastel's form evaporated into the empty air just as she had arrived. All that remained was her unpleasant cackling. Well, Federine did say that she wanted to have the cold hard truth presented. So, well, shit's going to go down this episode, I assume. Outside, it was still raining. Oops. When Canon saw the guests and the successor approaching the reception desk, he bowed deeply.
ご苦労様です。
Where are we?
休んで結構ですので、外してもらえますか。
カノンです。
Canon.
かしこまりました。
You didn't know? Canon bowed deeply, then disappeared. What? I mean, he just left,
下々
right?
の名前まではいちいち覚えていないってか。
当家には若い使用人が大勢出入りしており、入れ替わりも頻繁ですので。
Okay.
さて、何をどう理解させてくれるのですか。あなた様は何者で、当家にどのようなご用がおありで。もちろん納得させてくれなくて構いません。このままお帰りいただければいいだけですので。
もう帰れねえのさ、俺も。誰もな。
もういい加減にしてくれませんか。そのよくわからない煙に巻くような喋り方は。私にだって我慢の限界というものがあります。
Leon is like, can you please speak normally?
私では見
I'm
送り
so
にならないという
tired.
から源氏とゴーダにお送りさせてもいいのですよ。
騒ぐな。こいつを見てろ。
見ればわかります。葬儀用のバラです。まさか手品でも見せてくれるおつもりで。
What if? Will took one of the flower offerings, then showed it to Leon as though pointing out that there were no mechanisms or tricks. Then he slowly lifted it upwards.
見てろ。
ええ、見てますよ。後でも飛び出すんですか。それともクラッカーと万国旗にでも。
Will threw the rose. Anyone would have expected it to fly in an arc and land in some puddle. It didn't, which is why Leon had been struck dumb. The rose thrown by Will certainly had flown in an arc. It should have sped on rapidly through the air. However, as soon as it passed out from the shade of the eaves and was about to reach the rain, it stopped right in midair, as though the air surrounding it had turned it into syrup. That wasn't all. As it hung in midair, the rose's beautiful golden petals began to darken one after another, and it became a black husk like burnt charcoal. And even after this happened, it remained suspended there in the air. It's magic. Leon had moved closer to try and touch the remains of the rose, which still flung in the air. Will had roughly blocked the way with his arm. It was as though he was telling Leon that leaving this place meant certain death. Oh, so we can't leave the chapel, I see.
どういうことですか？
めんどくせえからはしょる。つまりさっきの魔女のゲームに付き合わねえ限り誰もここから出られね
え。なんですって？もう葬儀は終わっています。
Well, time to play or else.
お屋敷やゲストハウスに戻りたい方々もいらっしゃるでしょ。こんなことは困ります。
恨むならあの魔女を恨め。俺も帰れなくていい迷惑だ。
あの少女はあなたの友人でしょ。この変なのをやめさせてください。
あいつは今頃ポップコーンのバケツでも抱いて観客席だろ。呼んだって現れね
え。He's just as tired.
わけがわからない。
The short sentence described all of Leon's feelings at that moment. However, Leon had seen the rose wither in an instant in the rainy darkness. Leon tried doing the same thing with another rose, but the effect was exactly the same. No one would want to use their own body to test this fearsome something that could make roses crumble instantly. What do you think would happen if... Oh, hold up. There was a bot in the chat. Okay, so where was I? What was I saying? Do you think you can just put like a finger or like the toe of your, or like the very tip of your feet, like put it out, or do you think it will make you burn off? It completely like frigging a chain reaction, like. Or like a strand of hair. That could work.
そいつを調べろと仰せだ。お前がそれを聞かせてくれりゃ話は早い。気まぐれ魔女は大満足。お前は厄介払いができて。
Easy haircut. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm thinking about, Umineko. Oh my god.
あまり待たせすぎると。またソファーをズタボロにしちまうわ。
I have a date with Diana.
ベアトリーチを殺したのは誰かなんて。葬儀に押しかけて遺族に聞くこととは思いませんね。
Are we going to meet Diana? Is the question.
遺族に聞き込みはミステリーの基本だ。諦め。ベアトリーチェってのは当主金蔵の愛人だってのは分かってる。
あなたは本当に不思議な人だ。どうしてそこまで当家のことをご存知なのですか？
He's like, I read a book.
やはり当家に縁のある方なのでは。
Will knew this much about the Ushiromiya family, because Bernkanstal had shown him all the fragments so far. Ah, of course he had no connection with the Ushiromiya family himself. The very plane of his existence was on a different level. Huh.
しかし、ベアトリーチェはだいぶ昔に死んでいる。
So basically he was shown episode 1 through 6.
現地の証言では、
but more like in an outsider way. I'm going to assume.
死んだ理由は明らかじゃねえ。正直なところ、殺されたってのは初耳だ。
Yeah, that's a first. He's right. There's only like
私の名は後ろ宮リオンと申します。
the only hint that we have about Beato being killed possibly is only if it's the Beatrice from Kuwadorian Mansion in episode 3, the one where Rosa does believe she killed, even though it was, you know, it was an accident. Rosa didn't even do anything.
ウィラードだ。
But it's the closest that we have, right?
ウィルでいい。
For the first time, Will introduced himself. Their mutual introduction was finally complete, and Leon was finally able to talk with him on an even footing. However, Leon took a deep breath and looked up at the sky, wearing a vague smile.
ウィルでいい。俺もリオンと呼ぶ。
ウィル正直なところ私にもベアトリーチェという人物のことがよくわからないのです。
I'm already liking the dynamic a lot.
一応ゲームにはなるわけか。
If only Leon could have told him everything, God. If only Leon could have told him everything. Your ad's about to start. Oh no, please don't start now. I can't snooze it anymore. Twitch is trying to force it through, so let's see. If Leon could have told him everything, revealing the truth without any effort from Will, apparently things wouldn't be so easy after all. What timing? The scene just ended!
ベアトリーチェの名と姿を後ろ宮家に出入りするもので
Okay, so Twitch did say that the ad is about to run, so before it brute forces mid-scene, let's run it real quick for like a minute. And we'll continue reading from there. And I'll pour myself another cup of tea in the meantime. So let's run a quick ad the break. Okay, meanwhile, those who are subbed, yeah, well, I need more tea. I have my jug right here. But I needed to empty my cup a little bit, it had gotten cold. Okay. So I'm not sure how many people in the chat right now are possibly in Germany, or if you will be going to Germany sometime in December for DreamHack Hannover, because I will be there. And I'm going to try to make some Umineko stickers. Not for the convention I'm going to next week, because I don't really have much time left. I'll probably just draw some for Honkai Star Rail and throw in some other stickers that I have on Redbubble, for example, but I don't think I'll do anything beyond that. I wanted to take some prints too, but I don't have the time or budget for that right now. I need some commissions before I can do more convention stuff. And even then, even if I had the budget, it's too last minute for me to do it. So let's see. Ad break ends in 3 seconds, 1 second, and welcome back, everyone. Now we can proceed to continue with episode 7.
大広間にでかい肖像画が飾ってあるからな。肖像画の掲示は1984年の4月だ。
本当にあなたはどうしてそんなことまで。やれやれ。
He read episode 1 through 6.
それを疑問に思うのももうやめることにします。
He said he skimmed through it, so do you think he had auto read and was like speed running the text like and he manages to follow in that speed?
どうせあなたにまた煙に巻かれるんですからね。
I love how Leon is immediately already tired. Leon was a successor and lived in the head household. That made conversations with Kindo an everyday occurrence. Because of this, Leon must have been used to chatting with people who were moody or hard to follow. With the understanding that getting stuck on details would be nothing but a waste of time, the conversation naturally fell into a pattern as though Leon and this unknown man Will were longtime friends.
誰もがベアトリーチェを知っている。なのに誰も知らない。会ったことがあるのは当主金蔵だけだ。
当主様は今日は特にお心が不安定でいらっしゃいます。タイミングを見て私が紹介しますので、なるべく慎んだ態度でお願いしますよ、ウィルさん。
話が早いな。てっきりもっと非協力的かと思ってたぜ。
長年当主様のお相手をしていると、大抵の理不尽な事態とはある種の諦めを持って接することができるようになりますので。
Bernkastel had set up a barrier cutting the chapel off from the rest of the world. To destroy that, they could have found out who killed Beatrice. For Leon, who had already experienced many of Kinzo's rantings, understanding this much was more than enough. Oh, the scene actually ended here. Oopsies. I should have run the ad break here, but oh well. We already did so. The Shiromiya family members were relaxing here and there around the waiting room. A light buffet-style meal had been set up, but it was a bit stale and not particularly appealing. Maria, baby girl! Baby girl, baby! Even so, those voracious kids seemed to find it intensely interesting. Wow. The cousins had set up camp around, with Maria at the center. The adult siblings had also formed a group in a different corner. Perhaps because of Kinzo's absence, everyone seemed to be a little more relaxed.
リオン、どこへ行っていたのですか？そちらの方は。
母さん、お客様のお相手をしていました。ウィル、こちらは母の夏日です。
Okay, so I need to see how they interact with one another.
紹介はいらねえ。ただ話を聞かせてくれりゃいい。
え、何かおっしゃいまして？
いいえ、何も。こちらはウィルさん。個人に縁ある方だそうです。
With a smile, Leon casually smoothed over Will's words.
彼はベアトリーチェのことをより詳しく知りたがっています。
He's like, don't mind him. He's just being a little baby.
母さんはベアトリーチェについては何かご存知ですか？
リオン、個人は当主様のかつての恩人です。そしてそれ以上でもそれ以下の関係でもありません。この葬儀は当主様が個人への生前の恩を報いるためのお式。
I don't know.
そう聞いていますし、
With the way he was
それ以外
crying?
のことは何もありません。
ありがとう、母さん。ウィル、母が知っていることはこれだけです。
Natsu was eager to deny the scandal about Beatrice being Kinzo's mistress. Okay, understandable, knowing who she is. However, she also had enough sense to realize that this scandal was probably true. Picking up that Natsu was in a bad mood and didn't want to talk about this anymore, Leon brought an end to that conversation before Willard could say anything rude again.
ウィル、この礼拝堂は当家の敷地内です。
当家のルールに従えってか。
He's like, don't be a little shit, Will. That's all I'm saying.
当家の客人にふさわしい口調に改めていただく。
Exactly as I said.
話はすべて私を返していただく。その2つを守っていただけるようお願いいたします。
Oh my god, he really set the rule. Don't be an asshole and let me speak for you.
努力すら。
ベルーンカステルとかいう魔女に巻き込まれて大いに迷惑です。ですから私も協力はします。しかしあなたと私の立場は対等ですので、それをお忘れになりませんよ。
育ちがいいだけのお坊ちゃんだと思ってたらなかなか言うな。
これでも後ろ宮家の未来を背負う覚悟はありますので。
He is right.
わかった。
He can't be the family head if he's a pushover.
事件を解決しようぜ、ワトソン君。
Why is he Watson?
ご協力いただけて嬉しいです。愛病のダイアナを待たせないためにも。餌の時間は大丈夫ですか？
今日は山盛りにしてある。多少は大丈夫だ。よくダイアナが猫のことだと分かったな。
Good, cats are good. Very good. Give the kitty a kiss.
ソファーを引っかえて待ちわびる女性というのも少々個性的が過ぎると思いましたので。
He's right. I should have thought about that.
それでまずは誰に話を？
誰でもいい。全員だ。あそこにいるのはクラウスの兄弟たちか。
向かって右からエヴァおばさん、秀吉おじさん、あちらがルドルフおじさん、キリエおばさん、そしてあちらが
後ろ宮ローザが少女時代に森をさまよい隠し館でベアトリーチェと名乗る女に遭遇した経験を持つ。
驚くまいとは思っていますが、本当にあなたは何でも知っている。
Yes, he has meta knowledge.
お前もその話は知っているのか？
今日彼女がそう話しているのを漏れ聞きました。辛そうな話でしたので聞こえないふりをしましたが。
優等生だな。紹介してくれ。話を聞きたい。
辛そうな話でしたので聞こえないふりをした優等生の私に。
Even this outrageous arrogance is nothing compared to Kinzo. After muttering this several times mentally, Leon shrugged and nodded at will.
あら、次期当主様じゃない。そちらの方は？
The question is, now that I'm curious, if Leon exists at least in this game board, my question is, how angry is she? How bitter is she about Leon's very existence?
ああ、エヴァおばさん、こちらはウィルさん。
Because this is like the worst case scenario for her,
個
right?
人のために献花に訪れてくれました。
んなことはどうでもいい。ベアトリーチェについて知って。
個人と後宮家の関わりについてお話を聞きたいと言っています。
I love to think that he pinched him in the butt. Like, yeah, oh my god, why do I keep calling what happens? Why do I keep calling it? Leon spoke with a bright smile while pinching Leon's butt. Will silently protested as though saying, I saw that coming, but damn, that hurt. But Leon just played dumb and smiled at Eva like a model student.
後宮家との関わりって言ってもね。
後宮家と中よりお父さんとの関わりっちゅうべきやろな。
正直に言えばいいのさ。親父の愛人ってな。
愛人なんて言うとまた夏日姉さんに怒られるわよ。
Yeah.
恩人でしょ。
そうやな。
Natsu about to come running down this hallway like, what the fuck did you just say?
ローザ以外には興味ね。
Wow. Another pinch in the butt.
ローザおばさんは確かベアトリーチェに会ったことがあると。
I don't think she really wants to talk about this in front of everybody. This whole time, Rosa had been hanging her head. Leon's words made her shoulders quiver.
今日になって急に言い出したのよ。ちょっと信じがたい話だわ。
本当なのよ。ベアトリーチェは私が殺したの。
You didn't, she just slipped.
事件解決だな。
Perfect, our work here is failing. Hold on, Willard. Hold on. You just said at the beginning of the episode that why done it is so important.
早計です。
Rosa broke down crying and laid her head on the table. Kiri and Hideyoshi tried to console her.
六軒島はうっそうとした森に包まれてる。私たちが知っているのはそのうちのごくわずか。屋敷とバラ庭園、そして船着き場に向かうちょっとした林道だけ。
誰も知らない広大な森のどこかに親父が隠れ屋敷を作って 愛人を住まわせてるんじゃないかって話は相当の昔からあったんだ。
ローザさんは多分その隠れ屋敷に偶然たどり着いてしまったっちゅうんやろな。
しかしどうしてローザおばさんがベアトリーチェを殺したなどと。
私が連れ出さなければ彼女は死なずに済んだわ。彼女は無垢なひよこのような人だったわ。
Like in episode 6.
私が連れ出したから素直についてきて
Pain.
何も疑わずに私の後をぴったりついてきて、私があんな足場の悪いところを歩かせてしまったから。
お前は崖から足を踏み外すことを期待してそこを歩かせたのだ。
そんなつもりはなかった。
So there is no why done it.
海が見たいと思って。歩きづらそうだったから下に降りれば少しは楽になるかなと思って。
それは殺したとは言わねえ。事故だ。
私が連れ出さなければ会わなかった事故よ。私のせいなの。
Yeah, I kind of see why she would make that thought.
それに私は血まみれの彼女を見捨てて逃げ帰ってしまった。
When you consider in the environment where Rosa grew up in, I'm pretty sure accidents were also like shoved and made into her fault, you know? That's not uncommon for an abusive family, you know? Like you accidentally drop a plate and it was an accident, or you bumped into like a table, a night table, and like the lamp fell over, and it was all of that. Those things are accidents, but when you have abusive siblings or parents or whatnot, even if it's not someone abusive, even like if you just get scolded for something like that and told it's your fault that accident happened, then you kind of just internalize that every accident is your fault. Like you blame yourself for a lot of things, even if it's like clearly an accident. You just find a way to make sense of it in a way to make it your fault, if it makes sense.
あんたのせいじゃね。ベアトリーチェは海を一度も見たことがなかった。それをあんたが初めて見せたんだ。つい浮かれて一歩踏み外しちまったんだろう。
どうしてあなたはそれを。
ベアトリーチェはあんたに感謝こそすれ恨んでるわけもね
え。そうかしら。本当にそうなのかしら。
And then on the other hand, you also wonder how no one, when Rosa came out with that, if ever, I think I'm trying to remember if it was episode 2 or 3 where she admits that. It's probably episode 3, right? Where she admitted it. How no one like really said it wasn't her fault, or at least not that I remember. I'd need to reread the episodes to see these intricacies.
柵の外の世界へ出たいと懇願したのは彼女だろう。お前はその夢を束の間だけ叶えたんだ。俺がベアトリーチェならその束の間の時間をお前に感謝するだろうよ。なのにお前がいつまでも苦しんでると知ったら申し訳なく思うだろう。ベアトリーチェはお前に感謝してる。海が青いってことを教えてくれたあんたをな。
それは本当に。
俺が保証する。
We'll make that statement all openly and boldly. It wasn't clear how Rosa took those words. However, it had apparently been enough to remind Rosa to take a handkerchief out of her pocket and wipe her tears with it.
ありがとう。
その言葉はベアトリーチェが今もあんたにささやいてる。
ありがとう。
Rosa wiped her eyes with the handkerchief one more time and hung her head. It no longer looked like a fit of sobbing, but more as though she was speaking with the Beatrice of that day within her heart. One last time. It's so sad that she only needed like one person to tell her this exact thing that Willard told her. It didn't even need to be someone she knows, right? Like Will at least in this game board is someone that she has never once ever seen before and has no reason to trust. And we know how guarded Rosa is with herself. And no one in her family, like her siblings, ever thought about consoling her about it.
よくもそんな無責任な言葉を堂々とかけられるものです。
責任がなけりゃ。
Which another aspect that I bring up about the whole thing with how Willard was the only one who consoled Rosa on this particular aspect and basically tell what she needed to hear and what was true. Because you saw the other siblings, right? They were like, oh yeah, that sounds absurd. Like that can't be true and stuff like that. Wow, did you really experience that? It's just dismissal. And the siblings aren't really known for being lovable with each other, right? So Rosa is used to being attacked left and right.
女を慰めることもできねえのか。
多少は見直しました。
How many years did it torment Rosa? Now, finally, she would probably be able to face that innocently smiling Beatrice who had seen the ocean for the first time in her life. She was the only one who could forgive Rosa. Now the two of them could finally speak together. Basically, thank you for being the only one who ever heard me out. See, this is why I say Rosa could use therapy.
あんたは20年近くもそれを悩んだ。長すぎだ。彼女はもう勘弁しろと言ってだ。
そうですよ、ローザおばさん。あなたが悲しめば悲しむほど、きっとベアドリーチェも悲しむでしょう。あなたまでありがとう。
Yeah, same with Leon here.
私が許されるかどうかわからないけれど、彼女が許してくれるかどうか、胸の中で問いかけてみることにするわ。二人とも恥ずかしいところを見せてごめんなさい。
綺麗事を言った下の根も乾かねえうちで恐縮だが、聞かせてほしい。当時のことを。
ウィルさん。
ありがとう。大丈夫よ。話すわ。誰にも話さずにずっと隠してきたことが私の一番の罪なのかもしれないから。
I mean, she had every reason to keep it a secret, considering her family.
お前がベアトリーチェに出会ったのは正確にはいつ頃なの？
She must have been terrified. She was just a teenager at the time. And the longer you keep things like this a secret, the more terrifying it is to bring it out, right? Because like, oh, you've been waiting all this time to tell us, basically. Upon hearing this question, Rosa closed her eyes lightly, reaching back to a past she didn't want to remember.
20年ほど昔の話よ。いえ、19年前か18年前かもしれない。
What? That? What? Hold up.
ごめんなさい。長いこと無理に忘れようとしてきたものだから、そこは少し忘れかけてるわ。
1967年のことのはずだ。かつて第3のゲームでロノウェが赤き真実でそれを確定させている。
Did you just say that to her?
そうね。
Did you just name drop a man? I hope. Wait. Hold on. Sorry, I misheard. I thought. Or did he? No, my question is, did he actually tell her out loud Rodove had guaranteed that with the red truth in the third game? Because it makes me think like Rosa looking at him like this, like, what are you talking about?
1967年頃だわ。あの時の出来事は写真のように鮮明に覚えている。
67? When did Beato die?
忘れられない。
October 5th, 80s, in the 80s, right?
無理に話す必要はありませんので。
写真のように鮮明に頼む。痛えぞリオ。
18, 19 years ago is a number that made me immediately start sweating.
何のことやら
Because do we have two accounts of murder?
家庭教師が私の内緒
Although
話
if you-
を母に告げ口していたのに
Although, hold up.
ショックを受けて
Dorian Beato was like a full-grown woman at that point, so it wouldn't make sense. At that time, I was in a state of shock. Okay.
あの日私は自暴自棄になって森の奥へ奥へどこまでもかけていったの。
This tale had also been told in a previous fragment. Back when Rosa was just a kid, she went deep into the forest, found the hidden mansion, and met with a mysterious woman who called herself Beatrice.
ほんの少し分け入ることすら難しいあの深い森を。
自分でも驚くわ。あんなうっそうとした森をよくもあんなに深くまでたくさんの梢や鋭い葉っぱで苛まれたわ。でもあの日の私は気にしなかった。森の奥へ消えることで永遠に消えてしまいたかったし、もし本当に森の奥に魔女の館があったなら自分を幸せの国へ連れて行ってくれるか、カエルにでも変えて森の住人に変えてくれると思っていたから。
そしてあんたは隠し屋敷クワドリアンにたどり着き、そこでベアトリーチェと名乗る女と出会う。
ええ、あったわ。
そのベアトリーチェは肖像画のベアトリーチェと同一人物だったか？
ええ、
Yes,
同
okay.
一人物だったわ。美しい青い瞳、黄金の髪、黒いドレス、まさにあの肖像画通りの人物だった。私はあの肖像画をお父様が掲げた時、私が忘れようとあがいた20年の月日はお父様にとっても同じ、あるいはそれ以上の日々であったと気づき、さらなる罪に怯えたわ。
それ
A sin to haunt you for 20 years.
本当にローザさんの出会ったベアトリーチェのことなのかしら。
I immediately Kiria spoke the question that Will had been thinking of. It would be too rash to assume that the Beatrice Kinzo met and the one Rosa met were the same person. The time and generation didn't match up.
ベアトリーチェってのは戦後すぐの頃親父に黄金を貸し付けた勇敢マダムのはずだぜ。
お父さんはベアトリーチェの黄金を元手に後ろ宮家を復興して大金持ちになり、そして六軒島を買い取り移住するんや。ローザさんが出会ったのはそれから10年以上も先の話になるで。
10トンの黄金を自在にできるご婦人が小娘程度のわけはない。ましてやローザがあった頃にはそれからさらに10年以上が経過してる。ローザ、あんたの会ったベアトリーチェはいくつくらいに見えたのよ。
Young.
当
I'm
時
going
の
to assume.
私よりは年上に見えたけれど、それでも多分成人したかどうかという年に見えたわ。
Very young.
そう、まさに肖像画のベアトリーチェくらいの年齢よ。
中年あるいは壮年に見えたか？
No, I guess
大
not.
人か子供かって言われたら明らかに子供に近い年齢だったわ。
No,
中年なんて
God.
とんでもない。
だからそれじゃおかしいのよ。
I'm starting to have a suspicion where this might be going, and I'm starting to sweat.
あんたの会ったベアトリーチェとお父様に黄金を与えたベアトリーチェ、年齢が合わないのよ。
つまり別人ということだ。
よく似た同じ名前の別人。
娘かもしれんな。
Maybe.
親子ならよく似とったに違いない。
愛人の娘、ありえるわ。
Yeah, that's
黄金
not
を授けたベアト
implausible.
リーチェとの間にお父さんは隠し子を設けたとか。
それがローザの出会ったベアトリーチェ2世ってわけか。
Let's just call it Beato the second, I guess.
なるほど。つまり ベアトリーチェと呼ばれる人物は2人いるわけですね。
Kinzo secretly raised his mistress's child in a hidden mansion. It made sense. Everyone nodded, agreeing. However, Will's expression was slightly unsatisfied and he scratched at his head. He's like, this doesn't make sense.
隠したがゆえに弔うことができなかった2人のベアトリーチェのためのようですね。
Technically there's 3, right?
ローザ、思い出したくねえだろうが、事故の時の話を頼む。ベアトリーチェが転落した時、まだ息はあったのか？
Because episode 6 didn't maybe confirm it on the nose, but there was another Beato made to fall in love with Butler, basically, but like, if anything, the results of the duel kinda semi-ish confirmed, at least for me, that Shannon and Beato are probably one and the same, and this probably also means that Kanon is also the same. But I wouldn't... I mean, it could be possible because we also got there's only 17 people in the island if Erika joined in, so there's only 16 people. And the only plausible conclusion that I can think is that Shannon, Kanon, and Beato are all the same person.
頭から真っ逆さまに落ちて岩浜の岩の鋭い角に頭をぶつけて、それもあの高さから。頭部は陥没して裂けてたわ。美しい黄金の髪がみるみるうちに赤黒くあふれる血に染められて、
一目見て死んだと確信できる外傷だったのか。
So do we have 3 Beatrices in total?
割れた頭の中身を見たわ。それも握り拳次第に陥没して、あれを見て生きててほしいなんていくらなんでも虫が良すぎるわ。
Oh boy! Trauma
ウィル、
that she had to hold in for 20 plus years.
それ以上聞く必要はありますか？
Yes, he does.
事故じゃもういい。それからあんたはどうした？
一目散に駆け出したわ。誰かを呼びに行くためなんて綺麗事でさえない。その場から一刻も早く逃げ出したかったの。錯乱状態になりながら、涙と荒い息でめちゃくちゃになりながら、そしたらいつの間にか見知ったライオンの彫像に出くわしたわ。
ああ、礼拝堂の前の？
Oh, she came to the chapel.
裏のよ。とにかく私は屋敷に帰り着いた。誰にも話せない。話したくない。私は夜まで黙っていたわ。
I do wonder how close the buildings are to one another.
ひどい話よ。急いで誰かに話し、救急箱を持って戻っていたら彼女を助けられたか。
頭蓋骨陥没を救急箱の何で救えたってんだ。
One can hope.
お前が殺したわけじゃない。もう気にするな。
それでローザおばさんはどうしたんですか？
ベッドで何度も寝返りを打ったわ。眠れなかった。深夜にこっそり
You
源氏さん
quietly?
に電話して打ち明けたわ。
Oh, so you did tell someone.
源氏は何と言った？
自分に全て任せ、誰にもこのことは言わないようにと。後日きっとお父様に呼び出されてひどく叱られるだろうと数日の間怯えたわ。
Oh no, that's pain.
それはなかった。
But imagine living with that fear though. Oh, hi zombie, how you doing? Hello, hello.
源氏さんはいつものようにしずしずと仕事をする日々。お父様は相変わらずの書斎ごもりで何もわからない。
Maybe he did know.
少なくとも私たちの耳には入らなかったわ。
源氏さんがうまく処理してくれたんだろうな。
表沙汰にできない子だったでしょうからね。
隠し子っちゅうたって血を分けた子供や。その葬式もまともにあげられんかったんなら、そらお父さんも心苦しかったやろな。
それがこの葬儀というわけですね。
それから
私が知っている話はこれで全てよ。
If there's possibly a third Beato, basically, in quotation marks in this case, then if this second Beatrice is the daughter of the actual, like, the old Beato, then I'm going to assume that that she had already given birth to, like, the third baby. Maybe. No, actually, that doesn't line up. That doesn't line up. Man, that's a big mystery. This mystery is one that I still can't crack. The three Beatos doing the Spider-Man meme, yes! All have the same dress. Will scratched at his head, letting his gaze wander. It had taken Rosa a lot of determination to make this confession, but it was nothing particularly special for Will. It had apparently been little more than a review of information he already knew. There's something still not lining up. To Will, Rosa's memories gave only information that was already known. This was the first time he'd heard all about her running back to the mansion after Beatrice fell to her death, but none of it was particularly surprising. He looks like he's pretty mistrustful of it. Apparently Rosa didn't know any more than this. If he wanted to learn more than what was in the fragments Bernkastel gave him, he would need to find new testimony.
Leon, Kinzo-ni, 俺が話を聞きたがってると伝えろ。
Are we confronting the man himself?
聞かなきゃ話は進まねえ。
あなたはどちらへ？
頭を冷やして整理する。ついてくんな。
それは失礼。どうぞごゆっくり。
After giving an elegant bow, Leon made a face, tongue sticking out. I love him. Unless Will had eyes on the back of his head, he couldn't have seen this last bit. He felt it though. He felt it. He's like, I feel like someone is sticking out their tongue at me. Will returned to the chapel by himself. The cold air and the monotonous sound of the rain were comforting. Slow. Slow as balls. And he had come here for a little peace and quiet, but then yeah, as soon as he let out a sigh of relief, that voice rang out.
それは俺が聞くことだ。
And there's the cat, kitty magician. It was though she had been sitting there all along. Bernkastel had appeared on top of the altar once more. Beatrice's altar must have been extremely comfortable.
バトラは無能で私を何度もイラつかせたわ。それに比べあなたは有能だから見ていて安心できるわ。
Why are we dissing Battler? I mean, it's deserved as always, but you have nothing standing in your way. Okay.
もうそういうゲームは終わったの。物語は二度楽しめるわ。一度目はめでて、二度目は腹を引き裂いてね。
Basically, yeah, you react to a story first when you first go through one. It doesn't matter what kind of media, if it's a book, game, anime, TV series, movie, what have you. You read it once and you mostly just take it in, right? And the second time, if it's something like Higurashi or Umineko or something with deeper meaning, then you just go another time to analyze things deeper. Maybe you go in just to enjoy it another time, but the more times you go through something you love multiple times, the more you pick up like the subtler things, or you... If there's even like years of gap in between, say if you like revisit a childhood favorite, you're going to have a different type of eye looking at the story, basically. So basically this could be like, at least in the terms of mystery novels, this is pretty much how a lot of people do it, right? I've been told by so many people to go back to the previous episodes and read through everything, because everything is already laid out in a way so that you can solve it. You just need to be able to read in deeper and put the pieces together. I don't have time for that though. So
no.
That's why I haven't yet. Although I want to like reread Umineko via the manga.
ベアトリーチェ殺しの犯人はわかりそう
And I skimmed through a few of the episodes that I already read, and nothing beyond that, but I haven't really sat down to reread everything. Sorry.
ローザの告白は過去のかけらですでに知ってる。真新しい情報はない。進展はゼロだ。後宮金蔵が本当のことを喋らねえ限り、これ以上の展開はねえ。まさか俺が金蔵を口説き落として真相を告白させるってのもゲームに含まれてるとは言い出さねえだろうな。
そんなの退屈で死んでしまうわ。真実を語らぬ金蔵はそれ自体が城に守られたキングだけれど、あなたのゲームの障壁になってしまっては面白くない。
拷問はやらねえ。俺の流儀だ。
分かってる。ゲームマスターとしてあんたに力を与えるわ。金蔵から真実を得られるようにね。
In what way? Still wearing shoes, Bernkastel stepped into the casket, picked up one of the flowers that had been set as offerings, and blew hard as though scattering fluff from a dandelion. Then a single petal broke off and drifted down towards Will. No longer gold, but with the shine of a transparent crystal. A fragment? Oh, Detective's authority! He's getting it?
何？その間抜けな能力。違うわ。それは観覧席への招待状よ。
The grandstands, okay.
反撃者権限か。それを元老院の許可なく与えることは禁じられてるはず。
私のゲーム版で誰が禁止するか。
Though the crystal flower petal danced in the wind, it wouldn't fly away until Will accepted it. He remembered how useless it was to argue with witches and snatched it up. When he did, the petal flashed brightly for an instant, melted into Will's palm, and disappeared.
せいぜい私を楽しませなさい。ついでにあなたも楽しむといい。このベアトリーチェのゲーム版の腹渡がどうなってるか。あんたも興味があるでしょ？
ねえよ。
After Will's rude answer, Bernkastel vanished into thin air, leaving behind an obnoxious laugh, sorry. He's so tired, but he goes along. He doesn't waste time. After clicking his tongue, Will turned around unhappily. When he did, it was as though his gaze had crossed that of a shadow standing right in front of him, near the door that led outside. Humstve. Yes, baby girl! Also a baby girl. Shannon, my beloved.
シャノンか。
I love her.
今度はお前が受付をしているのか。
はい。
Mm-hmm.
カノン君と交代で受付を担当させていただいております。
Taking turns.
おう。カノンは
Where is he?
先ほど、リオン様に休みを取るようご命令を賜りましたので、今は休んでおります。
I don't like that pause.
お前もリオンに面識がないのか。
いえ、そんな。
He wants answers.
後宮リオンは銀の指輪を許された次期当主だ。
Will doesn't let anything slide, and I like that he's immediately asking
10年も
questions.
務めたお前が名前を言いよどむのはおかしい。
Good point.
それは。
See, this is what I mean. Battler doesn't really pick up things as well, or at least in the beginning he did not. I think he gets better eventually. While Will, from the get-go, immediately there's like a little discrepancy, and he shotguns at it. He's like, boom. And I like that.
安心しな。リオンに面識がねえのは俺もだ。次期当主はクラウスのはず。子供もジェシカだけのはずだ。リオンなんてやつが後宮家にいたかけらなんて一つもなかったはず。
When she realized that Will didn't recognize Leon either, Shannon relaxed. Apparently she was a bit relieved to find that she wasn't going crazy by herself. However, her expression quickly grew uncertain once more.
ここはどこなんでしょう。後宮家の礼拝堂と思います。でも どことなく雰囲気が違います。それにリオン様という方がおられたなんて、私なのに旦那様も奥様も親方様もお嬢様も親類の皆様も当たり前のようにお話をされています。何が何だか私わからなくて。
I wonder if the Shannon is from the previous game boards.
リオンはベルン・カステルが置いた駒だ。奴を置くためにさらに大きな猫箱に変えたとも言っていた。それだけでなく、どうもここはいくつかのかけらが継ぎはぎして作られた。
Oh, she made this fragment. It's as though this is a special state set up specifically for this game. I'm sure she's nodding at my thoughts right now, laughing and chomping down popcorn.
この世界のお前は何年ここに勤めている
？10年です。
10 years. I see. So it really is a special stage. After all, right when I entered the chapel, I spotted Kinzo. Since Shannon had been working here for 10 years, this world takes place in 1986, the stage of Beato's game. In that case, Kinzo shouldn't exist. However, he definitely was here a few minutes ago. Bern can still promise that all of the information needed for reasoning was gathered here. She must really packed it together to fit everything in. I see. So it really is a special stage. An amalgamation of all the previous fragments?
後ろ宮家に仕えてたならベアトリーチェのことをどれだけ知っている？
親方様が深く愛された方くらいにしか。
それだけか。
あとその
I was about to say, is that all? I feel like
夜の主と言われていて、
I feel like Will is supposed to represent the reader in a way, like not like every single reader, but like just a few of us reading, like the ones who are very watchful and the type who, when they see something off, like every tiny thing that's off, they pick up immediately. And I feel like Will is kind of a representative of that.
そうだ。夜な夜な屋敷を徘徊するとささやかれる亡霊の名もまたベアトリーチェだ。
That brings the number of Beatrice to 3. Exactly! The first is the Beatrice from more than 30 years ago, who is said to have given Kinzo the gold. The second is Beatrice from 20 years ago, who met Rosa. The third is a Beatrice of the ghost stories, who is rumored to be the master of the Night of Rokkenjima. Didn't we see like 3 Beatrice sprites, one next to another in that infamous scene in episode 2, I believe? Where Beato calls Bato incompetent? Or was it? No, wait, sorry. There was only one Beato. But I know there's like a scene where there's like 3 Beato sprites next to one another laughing at Bato. I just don't remember if that was episode 2 or 3.
もともと六軒島に存在した悪霊の伝説、そこに金蔵のオカルト趣味と謎の女ベアトリーチェの名前や肖像、異文が次第に加味されていき黄金の魔女伝説に統合された。そして夜の闇が魔女という人格を得た。それが3人目のベアトリーチェだ。それが連続殺人犯のベールとなる。
Apparently she didn't understand a word of Will's sudden monologue. Shannon tried to follow along, but she seemed to be having difficulty.
無理に理解するな。頭痛になら。
申し訳ございません。
カノンもリオンのことを知らないのか？
はい。カノン君も私と同じでした。
Like literally? Shannon and Canon, is it?
カノンも呼んで2人に話が聞きたい。
When Will said these words, Shannon's face went blank and her eyes went wide.
申し訳ございません。受付を開けることは許されておりませんので、私には呼びに行くことができません。
なら、誰か代わりを呼んできて受付を変わらせる。
あ
あんたとカノンと俺、リオンを知らない3人で一緒に話がしたい。
受付は一人でいいと仰せつかっております。
2人いちゃいけねえとは言われてねえはずだ。
本日は人手が足りませんので、受付に2人も不要と仰せです。
誰がそう命じた？金蔵か？クラウスか？それともリオンか？確認する。
私の命令権者です。私は命令に逆らえません。
Oh my god, she got funky eyes.
その命令権者は誰だ？
I feel like Shannon was talking to herself for a second.
そいつに交渉する。
交渉などできません。
You cannot negotiate. Delanor, is that you?
私たちの命令権者です。
Okay, never mind.
ここへカノンを呼べ。俺は拷問も感激も綺麗だ。
Slowly, Will pulled his right hand out of his pocket. When he slowly opened his fist, a small bright glow emanated from it. The flower petal given to him by Bernkastel had become a glowing, sparkling mark on his hand. He held that hand out towards Shannon and slowly approached her.
カノンを呼べ。お前たちに確かめたいことがある。
お呼びできません。それでもなお、それをご希望ですか？
Oh my god, this is freaky. Do you still... Oh my god. Creepypasta vibe.
呼ばねえなら、お前を感激する。
どうしてもとおっしゃるのでしたら、特別にお呼びすることもできますが。
I can call him especially for you, but... Oh, it's blank. There was some kind of incomprehensible tension between the two. Honestly, I feel like the suspicion I just had, like the thing that I said was softly confirmed in episode 6. Will stood there, his left hand in his pocket and his right palm glowing and stretched out towards her. I feel like this is the scene that's going to confirm what I just said, like before. The thing that I said about Shannon, Kanon, and somehow Beato being the one and the same person. Shannon just stood there, her hands still folded politely in front of her. Her posture beautiful. And yet it felt oddly as the wind-swept drops of rain were sparking and crackling in midair.
カノン君を呼んでまいりますが。
I will go call Kanon-kun.
よろしいですか？
Are you absolutely certain? She'll walk out and then she will come back as Kanon. Will's expression had remained unchanged the whole time. Shannon's face was still kind and gentle, and yet the tension was as icy as a frozen lake. Beginners in chess will sometimes move their king into check without noticing it. One might mercilessly capture the king in this situation, but high-level players are supposed to calmly tell their opponent about their mistake. If you take one more step, you'll get captured. This was similar to that. I see. So after all, I think he came to the same conclusion as I. Slowly, Will lowered his hand.
ご理解いただけまして助かります。
The glow slowly vanished from Will's palm. That completely incomprehensible tension melted away like a sugar cube in water. However, nothing had changed since the beginning. Will's expression and Shannon's expression were the same as they had always been.
おや、お帰りですか?
Footsteps approached them. It was Leon.
立ち話をしていただけだ。こいつに聞きたかったことがあったんだな。
Yes, very casual conversation.
それは何でしょう。そしてそれは得られましたか?
No, yeah, well, one thing.
お役に立てて光栄です。
それは残念。傘をお探しのようでしたら、すぐにでもご用意させましたのに。
金蔵に話はついたのか？
珍しい客人が 挨拶をしたがっていると伝えました。お会いするそうです。
ベアトリーチェのことを聞きたいとは伝えたのか？
それはあなたの仕事でしょ。
With a slightly mischievous look, Leon turned away. Will scratched his head and shrugged, looking annoyed.
まあいいさ、こいつを試すだけの話だ。
Will opened his right hand and showed it to Leon. It was just a hand, without anything remotely remarkable about it. Leon's head tilted to the side in bafflement at the strange gesture.
ご苦労様です。君の名前は確か。
シャノンです。
そうだった。シャノンでしたね。引き続き受付をよろしく頼みます。肩を冷やさないように。
Take over the reception desk. Why? Because it's empty? Question mark, question mark, question mark?
ありがとうございます、リオン様。
Shannon bowed deeply in response to Leon's kind words. There was not even a trace of tension in her manner.
参りましょう、ビル。せっかく時間をいただけたのです。当主様の機嫌は秋の空より変わりやすいですよ。
いってらっしゃいませ。
行くか。
And thus closes out this scene. Okay, so I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'll be running a quick ad break in between. I don't have an ad break screen yet, so you guys will just get the text instead. Where is it? Not this one. Where's the bathroom text?
ウィラードさんをお連れしました。
There it is. Okay, so I'll be going real quick to the bathroom. And let me see if the ad break runs right away or if ad break in progress. Okay, so I'll be going to the bathroom. Alright, it does look like the ad is finished running. Yes, it does, but I'm just going to do something real quick because the right side on my nose feels a little bit stuffy and I need to put some nose spray in it. If only I knew where it went. Fuck it, I'll look for it later. I'll look for it later. Okay, so I'm going to assume the next scene is about like 30-ish minutes long. So I think I'll read it and then I'll start wrapping up for today. Kinzo and Genji could be seen in the VIP room. Welcome back. Thank you, Komamaru. Thank you. Kinzo was sitting back in a chair, his eyes closed as though in a troubled sleep. He's like, stop it, I'm dreaming. Kinzo slowly opened his eyes. Those were red from crying. They regained their focus and slowly fell on Will. Yes?
ウィラードだ。お悔やみ申し上げる。
ベアトリーチェの葬儀に訪ねてくるとは。
I think it's interesting how Willard at least introduced himself more politely. Like when Leon just asked. That was pretty neat. I wonder if he'll keep the same tone for the rest of the scene. I am.
誰でもない。誰とも関係ない。深く考えるな。頭痛になら。
Never mind. Never mind. He did not keep the tone even for a second.
もう少し言葉遣いにご注意をお願いいたします。
And thus more butt pinching.
おかしな客人だ。それでこの私に何用か。
ベアトリーチェのことを聞きたい。
何？
Oh. My cat is coming. She's looking at the table and she made the hop. She's here. My cat is here. Baby. Stinky. Hello, Stinky. I sadly still don't have a Stinky cam. Stinky, sit. Sentai vai? Sit. Oh my god, another bot. Deny. Yes. Kiki. Yes. And now she sits. She sits and wants to be pet. Oh, yuku. Oh, baby. Yes. Would you give it kiss? Kiss? Did you hear there's a cat witch in Umineko? Do you want to sneffa? Do you want to meet her? Although she's not a very nice cat. Kinzo's gaze grew sharp. Leon felt a bit lightheaded and wondered why this guy had to be so direct. What if he just tells him straight, a cat witch told me I have to find out or I'll never get out of here?
俺が誰でもないからこそお前の物語を公正に聞き残すことができる。お前はじきにこの世を去るだろう。その時ベアトリーチェのことを何も語らずに死んだんなら、お前の子供たちは彼らが好き勝手に考えた物語でベアトリーチェを就職し記録に残すだろう。
I think he'll be like, so be it.
面白い若造だ。お前は遺言屋を気取ろうというわけか。だがそれは余計なお世話という。ベアトリーチェは私だけのベアトリーチェだ。誰が何を語ろうとも。
No one can defy our tale. Like Pater and Beato?
クラウスたちがどう曲解しようとも痛くも痒くもないわ。
I wonder if this is meant to be parallel. See, the thing that I noticed, at least with the answer arcs thus far, is that there have been a lot of parallels between Beato and Pater, as well with Kinzo and his Beato. And this makes me wonder if this is very intentional. Sticky, stop eating the headphone cable. Stop eating the headphone cable. Yamete. Stinky. What? She won't leave my headphone cable alone. Stinky. Stop. Stinky. Stop. And now she sits in front of the PC. in the don't not talk me I angry way.
だろうな。らしからぬこととは思っていた。
誠意ある限りあがいてこそ人間であろうが、それを早々に諦め遺言に残そうという浅ましさなど少子千万。
確かにその方がお前らしい。死ぬかもしれないから過去語りを記せと言い出すのは確かにお前の柄じゃねえ。
当主様がベアトリーチェ様のことを深く愛しておられたことは存じ、私たちにとって当主様は最大の尊敬の対象であるとともに生きるすべての模範です。どうか迷える私たちのために、いかにしておじい様が彼女を愛し抜いたか、愛ゆえに生き抜いたか、その愛の強さを私たちにお導きくださるようお願いすることはできないでしょうか。
He's going to say no, huh?
なかなか達者だ。
あなたが言葉を選ばないからです。
若ず、お前はベアトリーチェの何を知っているというのか。
He's like, everything.
真に無知なる者は関心さえ持たん。ベアトリーチェの名を知っている時点で無知なる者ではなく縁なき者でもない。
通りだな。俺が知っているベアトリーチェはお前がかつて六軒島に屋敷を設ける以前に出会った。しかしおそらくは死別して娘を残した。それがクワドリアンで育てられていた娘だ。
ウィラード様、当六軒島にはクワドリアンなる建物は存在いたしません。
There's no way how Willard can just simply tell, I read the stories.
そのクワドリアンという名前。
He's like, I'm like a not self-insert but self-insert character. I'm omnipotent. I'm omniconscient.
さっきローザおばさんと話した時にも。
What would a self-insert be who's not inserted by someone but by someone else? Like Erika, I joked how Erika is kind of a supposed to be Burn's self-insert character for Umineko, but how would it be like for a Willard who's like just reading the previous Umineko episodes, and then Burn is like, "Boop, you're a self-insert character now." He's like, "But I didn't want to.
それは一体何なんですか?
I don't want to be here."
察しはついてるはずだ。愛人の娘を囲う六軒島の森の奥深くにある隠し屋敷。
面白い。クワドリアンの名を知ろうとはな。続けよ。お前に興味が出たぞ。
Kinzo shrugged and grinned.
クワドリアンにいたのはベアトリーチェの娘だろ
う。ほう。
You didn't think of her that way?
ならば何だと思っていたというのか。
後宮ローザはクワドリアンにて多少の身の上話を交わしている。その中でベアトリーチェはお前のことを指して金蔵と呼んでいる。これはお前を前にしても同じだ。彼女はお前を父と思っていると言ったにもかかわらず
She didn't call you wait, didn't we see like a more pure version of this in episode 6? I don't, this is going into an extremely sussy territory extremely fast. Like in episode 6.
それが意味することは一つしかない。
それは何だというのか。
生まれ変わりだ。
Okay.
お前は娘を忘れがたみだとは思わなかった。死んだベアトリーチェが新しい体で蘇ったと信じたんだ。
Oh, okay.
ゲンジ、あんたはかつて夏日たちの前で金蔵とベアトリーチェに子供はいなかったと証言したことがあるな。
記憶にございませんが。
Of course, this game's Genji probably wouldn't remember that. He was like, he needs to see the receipt. We're near the end of the first game when the survivors had all gathered in Kinzo's study. Genji was asked whether Kinzo and Beatrice ever had a child together, and he denied it, saying, I have not heard of anything like that.
聞いたことがないか。ある意味で金蔵の腹心らしい模範的な返答と言える。
It is kind of a cop-out answer, right?
何しろ、金蔵にとってその娘は生まれ変わったベアトリーチェそのものなんだからな。
ウィル、何の話か分かりませんが、当主様への冒涜は許しません。
冒涜じゃねえ、推理だ。だが心は理解する。ベアトリーチェはお前にとって最愛の女だった。
You are bringing something really, really hot to the table right now.
色あせることなく永遠に。
Like, you're holding magma in your hands.
生まれた時から生まれ変わりだと思っていたわけじゃねえだろう。だが美しい金髪に青い瞳を持ち、
Stop eating the headphone cable.
その面影を幼くして持ち合わせていたその娘に
Now she tried to doing it from below.
お前は次第に生まれ変わりではないかと信じるようになったとして、それはおかしいことじゃね
え。親方様、よろしいのですか。
Shall I drag this rude child out? Genji asked Kinzo. For a while, Kinzo hung his head in silence as though remembering something from his own past.
娘は美しく育ち、生き写しになった。お前は狂気したろうな。だが、それでお前が全て満たされていたかは怪しい。なぜなら、お前にとってベアトリーチェは生まれ変わりであっても、当の本人にとってはそうではなかったからだ。
なぜそのようなことがわかるのか。
本人は自分がベアトリーチェと呼ばれることに違和感を拭えずにいた。人は生まれながらに与えられた自分の名前に違和感を覚えることはない。
I hate the thought that I just had of what Willard was reminding me of, considering the whole self-insert thing, basically, but he's like, he's not willingly inserted into the story. Like, okay, so this is probably kind of a bygone thing, but I remember when I was a teenager, very young in DeviantArt, when others had male characters to roleplay with, they usually were very much like Willard, like they were all knowing, like they always were all knowing. They knew everything that they never should know. Looked cool at all times, and they let me see if Willard has a trench coat. If he has a trench coat, then he checks all the marks. Where him? He has a trench coat. He checks all the freaking marks. He kind of looks like a pirate though, so he has a little bit more drip than your typical male role-playing OC in Gaia Online and DeviantArt. Yes, also yes, Umineko, KRAUSS. The Holy Cross. We are entering very sinful territory right now, and I'm scared. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared.
だが彼女は覚えた。それはベアトリーチェという名が自分のものではないことだ。彼女が自覚していたに他ならない。
In Kuwadorian, she asked about Kinzo and Rosa about who she was.
何者なのか、皆はわらわのことをベアトリーチェと呼ぶ。それは確かにそなたの言うように偉大な魔女の名前らしい。しかしそれはわらわではないのだ。わらわには魔法など何も使えぬ。わらわはその魔女の魂をこの身に封じられているだけなのだ。
I'm having such intense episode 6 flashbacks. But in episode 6, I would like to believe that it's the more pure version of this.
いずれ戻ったのだ。あれは紛れもなくベアトリーチェの生まれ変わり。記憶は戻りつつあった。我が魔術の儀式によって わずかずつではあるが記憶を取り戻しつつあった。
My magical ceremonies? Do you mean gaslighting?
当主様。
Didn't I like bring up a theory about Kinzo having groomed the baby in episode 3? Like there was a mention of a baby in episode 3, and I'm going to assume it's like the daughter. I need to like check my votes, but didn't I like mention this being a potential thing to have happened? I kind of forgot that.
驚くことじゃねえ。
What a way to bring this back, Jesus.
これまでのゲームの情報を並べりゃ導かれる。そのままの答えだ。上層のベアトリーチェはそれを指して、死んで逃れた魔女の魂を逃さず、肉の体に捉えて閉じ込めたと。
And remember, when Natsu dropped the baby, well, dropped, more like shoved the baby off the cliff with the maid, and told Kinzo, he snapped. He said, when will you be mine, right? So, yeah, I think Kinzo was up to some really nefarious shit.
そして記憶も力も封じられていると叩いた。その解釈もこの推理なら筋が通る。
ウィラード様、親方様は偉大なる魔法の儀式により亡きベアトリーチェ様の生まれ変わりとなる器を得たのでございます。
Kinzo has caused so much problems in his life. Oh yeah, he has.
それを否定することはできません。
忘れられない思いも慈しむ感情も否定はしねえ。そして金蔵がどれだけベアトリーチェという女を深く愛していたかも。
I mean, I don't doubt it either.
忘れがたみにどういう愛情を注ぐかは人の勝手だ。育つほどに似ていくその姿に金蔵が愛ゆえに特別な感情を持ったとしても、俺はそれを人間らしい感情だと思うぜ。
お前に我が愛が理解できるというのか？
No.
理解する資格はね。
Me neither. I'm also not qualified to get it.
否定する資格も。
私を許してくれ。
Put that man in jail. We should. He should be in jail. Kinzo sobbed quietly for a while, wiping away his tears. Because of love, he believed she was Beatrice reborn and raised her that way. However, somewhere in his heart, he might have felt pangs of conscience, telling him that he might be forcing his emotion on someone who wasn't really Beatrice. Then the Beatrice of Kuwadorian had an unexpected guest, Rosa. That woman simply couldn't believe that she was the Beatrice Kinzo desired. She couldn't stand the fact that she didn't understand who she was, and she wanted to escape to the outside world. She deserved to be free. That's just sad, man. If this is really true that she grew up like this, and the one time she finally gets her freedom is the time she dies, that's so freaking tragic.
表に出せぬその死を内々で処理した。そう仕切ったのは死者のためにやるんじゃねえ。生きてる人間が死んだ人間への未練を断ち切るために行うもんだ。それができなかった。だからただれたんだ。
ベアトリーチェ。
I'm not crying for you though.
おじい様。
あんたは愛人の娘、いやベアトリーチェを二度失った。その悲しみを表に出すことができず、胸の奥に押し込み、それがやがてただれて狂気に変わった。 それが晩年まで異常なまでのオカルト趣味に駆り立て。
But did it get worse in the third time?
ベアトリーチェ、ベアトリーチェ、なぜに二度までも私の前から去るのか。お前の微笑みを、その美しい髪を、瞳を、私は二度も抱きしめながら、なぜに二度も死すのか。
Oh, did he see her?
それほどまでに、それほどまでに私を。
Drum rolls. And there's the why done it. The why done it is always the most interesting psychological part in murder mysteries or in many mysteries. It's always a psychology behind it. But in this case, I'm like, yeah, the writing psychology behind it, yeah, pretty fascinating. But at the same time, I'm like, please go to jail. At Kinzo, not the author. Ryukishi is a fantastic writer, and I'm like, damn, you really nailed this. By now, Kinzo wasn't even trying to suppress his sobs. He sometimes scratched at his head in anguish, sometimes faced the heavens like an opera singer. The thing he's very good at. Kinzo yelled over and over again, repeating Beatrice's name. He's on some serious copium. At that moment, there was a quiet sound of a door closing. When they turned around, she was already there. Kumasawa had appeared. I love how she's immediately disapproving.
そこまでをご存知でしたら、もうすべてをお話ししてもよろしいのではありませんか。
What rest?
そこまでを知るなら、これ以上何も語ることなどないとも思うが。
いいえ、語るべきでございます。私は女としてクアドリアンのベアトリーチェ様のお心を誰かに伝えねばと思ってまいりました。
Yeah, it's so tragic. It's so sad.
その資格を持つ人間が現れました。
Like, sad for her. Sure, it sucks for Kinzo, I guess. But it sucks for the victim the most, right? Kuwadori and Beato.
熊沢さんは知っているのですか、ベアトリーチェのことを。
知ってるだろう。第4のゲームの時、連絡船の船長は熊沢がクワドリアンに出入りしていたことを証言している。
Oh!
おそらく熊沢は
Okay, I completely forgot this actually.
異なる勤務シフトを持っていたに違いない。
Well, the fact that we know in a flashback that Virgilia was the one who taught Beato, like our Beato, the witch, to do her magic. I'm going to assume she, Maria, and the whoever represents the third Beato, or like she herself, were the three in the Witch Alliance. I mean, probably just Maria and Beato, considering how close they are and the whole line what it takes to create a universe. But I'm going to assume that Virgilia is the one who took care of the previous Beato, like the daughter Beato and the witch Beato. I need to find a way to name all the different Beatos that we know, because it's a lot.
育児経験の豊富な熊沢はさぞ重宝されただろう。
さようでございます。乳母であったとおっしゃっていただいてもよろしいかと思います。
What does wet nurse mean?
そんな信じられない。本当にウィルさんの話は本当なんですか？
Like, I'm actually genuinely asking, what does wet nurse mean?
はい、事実でございます。ベアトリーチェ様のために島の反対側に建てられた秘密の屋敷、クワドリアンの存在は真実でございます。
金蔵が正妻といつ結婚したかは知らねえが、当時すでに莫大な財産を持ち、六軒島を丸ごと買い取った金蔵は交わらぬ2つの屋敷を建てて、そこに2つの生活を両立させたんだ。
Kinzo's children had also been aware of Kinzo's clandestine eccentricities at the time. Probably hadn't been easy to maintain two separate lives. Moreover, Kinzo's wife had been suspicious and had sniffed around all the time.
親方様はお時間の許す限り、クワドリ時にはご出張と偽られ、何日も滞在され、ベアトリーチェ様との生活を大切になさいました。それは親子としての関係だけでなく、亡きベアトリーチェ様への深い愛を垣間見れる心温まるものでございましたと。
I wouldn't call that heartwarming.
それは亡きベアトリーチェの代用品として扱うと言っているようにも聞こえるな。
I mean, you just made that point.
おや、そう聞こえたなら申し訳ございません。ベアトリーチェ様は父からの愛は一心に受けられていたでしょう。
Wet nurse is someone who feeds infants instead of the mother, usually in cases where a mother can't breastfeed. Ah, okay, thank you. Thank you, I genuinely didn't know.
ご自身に理解できぬ愛を強いられていたことは否定できません。
Like, it's in times like this where I'm like, yeah, English isn't my first language, but I just happen to be pretty confident and fluent with it, but there's still a lot of words that I just don't know. As a mother who had raised many kids, Kumasawa had probably spotted that Kinzo's love was sometimes misplaced. However, the more she grew to look like her mother, the more distorted and twisted Kinzo's heart became. Oh boy, because of his deep love, it grew very twisted and fucked up. And wee woo.
なじれ、我が友よ。分かってよ、我が愛は永遠に不滅。なれど、それが間違った相手に注がれたことがあったの。私は認めねばならぬ。
Very much so.
おじい様、そんな、まさか。
リオン様、世の中のすべての人間には必ず何かの縁がございます。身に覚えがなくとも必ず何かの縁がございます。その縁が人に絡みつき引き寄せるのでございます。
そんなおじい様。
Just as Kinzo had done, Leon also wiped away tears and stared down at the floor. Apparently, the truth had been too much of a shock for the young successor to handle. Yeah, that's a lot to take in.
親方様。
Especially because Leon will probably have to keep this a secret.
もう語る時ではございませんか。
Speaketh. I love how it's Kumasawa who gets him to speak with that stare. She's like, speak.
その時が来たか、我が友よ。
あんたが語らなきゃ何も真実は明らかにならない。
親方様。
He has the golden truth.
もはや知る権利と資格があるかと思います。
分かっている。今日という私の気まぐれな葬儀に天のベアトリーチェが贖罪の機会を与えたのだろう。今日まで話さなかったことを許せ。
After taking a deep breath, Kinzo finally lowered the hands that had been covering his face and looked at Will and Leon with those red eyes.
おじい様。
リオンも聞け。客人ウィラードと言ったか。
ああ。
この私が自らの口より真実を話せるうちにこの機会を設けてくれたことを感謝する。
He's whipping out the golden truth. Let's go.
お前はきっと
Let's go. I don't really want to tell, but at the same time.
天の使いに違いない。感謝する。
The truth must come out. It's like, I don't know who told me. It was someone in the chat in a few VODs ago or in a YouTube comment, I don't recall, how people said episode 6 is basically the real, not really the real finale, but it's like the answer arc to most of the mysteries in Umineko, while episode 7 is basically just your reward for clearing the mystery, basically, like just the answers. Oh my god, Spacey's raiding with a party of 56. Hi Spacey, how you doing? Bat Raid, how you doing? What were you streaming? Hello raiders, hello. Let me introduce myself real quick. We don't have that much time left, like 30 minutes before I go to bed. But hello, I am Yuppie Honey. I am a wannabe magical girl VTuber, and the better version of Yuppie, am a witch. And thank you for the follow, Ordinary Clover. See, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much for entering the Chaos Zone. Welcome, welcome. Also, I just realized I think I haven't had Streamlabs on this whole time, so let's fix that. Oh my god, Zakinator21, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Chaos Zone. Very much appreciated for you to pledge your loyalty to the witch. Anyway, as I was saying in my self-introduction, I'm also a freelance 2D game artist and marketing graphic designer, and also a pixel artist. I am currently reading Umineko right now, which is one of my favorite visual novels that I've been reading for the past 2 years. I'm in episode 7, so it's pretty much like where all the answers are coming out about the mysteries in Umineko. So, for those who do know Umineko, no spoilers please, because I'm reading this blind. And for those who have never seen Umineko before, or more like read it, please don't watch the anime, it's trash. But those who maybe might want to read the Umineko manga or the visual novel, if you don't want to get spoiled, maybe you should not watch the stream. Anyway. Oh my gosh, there's a it's Pedal Crash's 3rd anniversary. Oh, okay. And announced Pedal Crash 2. I still have to play the first one. I have bought it. It's in my library, but I haven't started playing it yet. I haven't started it mostly because I was like, I want to finish Grapple Force Arena first. But I also want to play Pedal Crash sometime. Maybe now is the time. Oh, also, for those who are not familiar with Umineko and are coming in now, aside of the spoilers that are coming up now, we're about to get into some extremely dark territory. It's going to have triggering content. Please be cautious if you get triggered by content like this. So it's nothing graphic, but Umineko goes into extremely dark aspects. And we're going into one of the most dark aspects of the story now, just in text, but it might still be harrowing to see it. Viewer discretion advised. Exactly. So if you find yourself not feeling well by what's going on, don't worry. Feel free to take a step back from the stream. But like I said, I'm actually wrapping up soon. I just want to finish reading this scene and then I'm wrapping up for tonight. Okay. Now, without further ado, let me continue. Your VTuber model is very cute, by the way. Thank you. Also, Edge Driver, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Chaos Den as well, to the Chaos Zone. Also, thank you for saying my VTuber model is cute. This one is actually a year old, and I have actually finished 2 new models, but I haven't done my re-debut stream yet because I'm still finishing like 2 more things. I need to finish a video and another screen, and then I can finally re-debut properly. There's a lot of stuff coming is what I'm saying, and this model, there's going to be a better model coming out soon. I'm going to have a glow up soon.
私に機会を与えた。それで十分だ。感謝するぞ、ウィラードとやら。
Kinzo slowly stood up and held out his right hand. He was offering to shake hands. It must have been Kinzo's way of expressing gratitude. Please do not shake that hand. Wu responded. Then the two hands gripped each other tightly in silence. When they did, a bright light poured out from the gap between the two hands. Will felt as though something the size of a grain had burned itself into his palm. It was the power that Burncanstel had given him. The light grew brighter and brighter. However, it seemed that Kinzo and the others couldn't see it.
今こそ語ろう。私がベアトリーチェに、ベアトリーチェ・カスティリオーニに出会ったのは終戦間際。
Oh, we're getting the full name!
海の向こうからやってきた。
Backstory drop, let's go! Oh no. But it looks like the scene ended here. Oh no. Yeah, the next scene is probably going to be extremely long. Yeah, I believe we're going to go into a very, very long flashback. Also, why the fuck do you look like Battler? You look straight up looks like the same face and neck and like the eyes. And then they were like, okay, let's just color the hair like this, white, and let's give him a little bit of man-tit, you know, and a different shirt. He does look like Battler. I can't do this. Save. Page 2. Okay. I always save like 2 different save slots just in case. There's no choices in Umineko, at least thus far. So, I mostly just save for progress, but just in case I need to reread something or re-record something, then I just go back to the save spots. Okay, so, let me just wrap up a little bit by seeing what new character descriptions we have. So Willard is a new character that we got along with Leon. So let's see. A member of the SSVD, the 8th District Repentance Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven. An Inquisitor of Heresy and a first-class Archbishop. He is commonly known as Wright of the 20 Wedges or Wizard Hunting Wright. He was an ace Inquisitor of Heresy in his youth, feared for being both ruthless and merciless in his work. However, at some point there was a change in his work attitude and his previous flashy escapades became a thing of the past. His current style is often fickle, alternating between laziness and obsessive bursts of energy regarding mere trifles. By now, everyone has given up trying to understand him. He has already filed his resignation and had it accepted. Only a few days remain before he loses the name of Wright. So Wright is even just an inherited name, I see. So maybe his full name is Willard and whatever the H stands for. Although, Willard Hunting Wright, maybe? Anyway, he's new. He's popped in and from... for those who don't know, Umineko is not just a murder mystery, it's also very much about metaphors and about meta... There's a lot of meta elements in Umineko is what I'm saying. You have literally different planes of existence representing people who are reading Umineko, who don't exist in the story, but can partake in certain ways, either by self-insertion or by just basically living through the story. Willard's case is more like he was inserted by Burn, our kitty witch here, who is don't be misled, she's very mean, but she's a girl boss, so I like her. I like her, but I'm scared of her too. Maria's a baby girl. I will accept no Maria slander in this house, and that's all you need to know. She's baby. And Beato is the best character in the visual novel. Don't at me. Don't. Your anime wife could never. Anyway, so yeah, Willard I think represents one type of reader, and then you have a different plane for all the characters within the story. And yeah, Leon is a new character in the story as well. So let me see what it says about him. the first child of KRAUSS and Nazi. Jessica is their second child. Was given the silver ring of the successor to the headship and will succeed the position of family head upon turning 20. Mild, polite, and without any clear faults, except for being too young, Leon is a more suitable successor than anyone else and is adored by Kinzo. Adored by Kinzo? Whom? What kind of game board is this? Okay, because the other context for those who don't know is Kinzo is a horrible, and I mean really horrible father and grandfather. He does not like anyone in his family. He's like, fuck you. Basically, he is also extremely abusive. So, yeah, he's not a good person. Let's put it that way. And I suppose this goes into his backstory, how he became broken like he is now. So anyway, this was it for today because I need to... God damn it, don't put me back into Kinzo hell. Yikes. Okay. Umineko. Okay, so that was it for today. So let me switch over to here. Don't mind the fact that it's daytime right now in the background. That's actually not the case. It's like super late over here. So let's fix that background for a second. And also the lightning. There's now two. Now, come on. Come over here. Also, this chair is not my chair, so we're getting my chair. The better chair. There we go. Okay, so that was it for today. I'm surprised that my voice isn't too busted up, although it could change. So first thing in advance that I will repeat that I said in previous streams is I'm not quite sure how to plan out the rest of the month. That's why there hasn't been a schedule in my VTuber Twitter and neither on Twitch. The only stream I can guarantee is next week. I will be doing another art stream, or maybe I'll call it, I don't know, because I need to get some convention stuff done spontaneously. Because for those who haven't been to my previous to my stream on Tuesday this week, I got spontaneously invited by a friend to help her at a convention table, and I said yes. And she said the table is so large I could display some of my stuff too. So I am taking a few stickers from me and maybe some prints. Let's see. To sell at the convention. It's not going to be like a big catalog because she only asked me on Sunday last week, and I have been working on other things like my re-debut and commissions, and I'm still open for commissions. Wink wink wonk wonk. I couldn't use some. So unashamed plug right here. Anyway, so I haven't really been working on merch stuff until she told me. And because the guaranteed convention that I'm re-debuting in basically as a convention seller is at DreamHack Hannover 2023 in December. For those who are in Germany, you will be able to see me in DreamHack in December with my own table. So I have been working slowly on con stuff. And now I'm trying to speedrun some con merch that I can take for next weekend. Not the one that's coming now, but the next week. I'll be driving on Thursday to Berlin to go to Max Berlin. So again, those who are in Germany, you will be able to see me in Max Berlin. You can simply go to Mame Hoshi's table. I will be there helping her, but if you want some stuff from me, I'll have like a few stickers and maybe like 1 or 2 prints, but don't expect me to bring that much, okay? Because it's not my table, it's hers. If you like Genshin or Honkai stuff or even B-Star stuff, or just pre-art in general, I recommend going to my friend's stand, to Mame Hoshi's stand. Please do, if you can, because if you happen to be at Max Berlin the next week. She does really amazing art, and she definitely deserves way more love. Anyway, I don't think there's that much news about that. I'm going to kind of estimate my new models, overlays, and everything, like my re-debut itself as a VTuber. Could land anywhere in the next 2 weeks. I mean, somewhere at the very end of October or at the beginning of November. I have most of the stuff finished. Like, I'm a one-person team working on all of my assets and VTuber modeling and everything. Like, I'm doing everything on my own. The only thing I'm not doing is the music. But yeah, I hope that within next week or so that I'll have a re-debut date. And it will be like a big event and shit, so there's that. Otherwise, I will be opening Live 2D as well as potentially PNG tuber commissions this week. They're going to be available. Live 2D commissions will be available by this week. Like, that's guaranteed. I'm already like have samples and I'm working on just like the slides for the advertisement. But the PNG tubers, I don't have any samples yet, so that might take another week or two. Anyway. Wait, you made all of this yourselves? Damn, very skilled. Yes, Edge Drive, I did everything myself. I didn't have the money, and I still don't have the money to afford a VTuber model or any of the assets that I have, so I had to make everything except the sounds and the music. That's the only thing I did not do because I don't have musical skill. I don't have the time to hone that skill at the moment either, so that's why music thus far I've either been buying or using royalty-free stuff. But otherwise, the re-debut stuff that's going to appear is also all done by me. Like I said, one-person team. I'm doing everything. Sans music. That said, I really don't have any other news, so I will be wrapping up for today. Let's see if there's anyone we can raid. No, not really. So I'll just wrap up like this. So, okay then. Then that'll be it for tonight, guys. Thank you all for coming. I hope you had a good time. And I'll be seeing you guys next Tuesday with some art. Keep in mind that next Thursday I will not stream. So next week there will only be one stream. Thursday I won't stream because I'll be driving to Berlin, so I can't stream. That said, keep an eye out on my Twitter, like especially my VTuber Twitter, if you want to see any plans for any future streams, and keep an eye out on my main Twitter for any art posts or like announcements for convention visits. If you are interested in meeting me, basically. All right then. Good night, everyone, and I'll be seeing you guys next week on Tuesday with some art. Bye bye. Good night.